still feel like
really heavy.
The 5-man tag.
Plebeian analysts are over here.
All right, so we have the final day of the group stages. There are two teams, TNC and Evil Geniuses. They're both 6-6, if you saw that on the scores. Both of those teams still have a chance of making it to upper, and still have a chance of making it to, like, not making it. It's crazy that this is such an even group stage. And there's 4 more series. We can take a look at what the series are today that will cement everything. And it might not even cement anything. We might have tiebreakers till the end of days after all the series today. We're going to end spicy with Team Liquid versus EG. Yes, that's Sumail versus EG. And we're going to have Team Nigma versus Beast Ghost, TNC versus Team Spirit as our second series of the day. But first series of the day, we got Vici Gaming versus PSG LGD. Interregional series. Should be good. Lizard, this is also the series that was the tiebreakers, right, to get here.
Yeah. Overall, it's an interesting one because of the Chinese region and how many times these teams have faced each other, actually. Like, they're playing in the DPC. They're playing multiple series every week in the I-League as well. So even though they haven't played against each other in a while, during the major at least, they know each other strategies inside out. Yep. And actually in the tiebreaker, it was a little bit weird. They had different drafts. Vici Gaming underperformed in my opinion.
What's up, T? You're sniffling
he's
over
just
there.
saying nothing, so he's really enjoying the fact that he doesn't have to say anything.
I'm just like
flying under the radar again.
Lizard's carrying so hard.
Really good stuff about Vici Gaming and PSG. I'm like, yeah, it's actually really good. And I look up from his analysis to just you two hugging Owen. I just couldn't take it seriously.
I don't want to mince words here. Vici Gaming, they got shellacked.
No, they did.
Beat down.
Shellacked were the absolute biggest shellackings of the entire major so far. 15-minute GG against Nigma. To me, it looks like they're kind of copying LGD style a little bit, which everybody is. So I don't blame them.
Actually, LGD is kryptonite for Vici Gaming. Vici just cannot win against.
So this might even be a bigger shellacking.
It might be, or Vici Gaming might have learned something in the major coming from the wild cards and the group stages. Maybe they brought some spice this time around. Because for me, I don't know what it is. I always feel like Vici Gaming is the better team. They execute better, but versus PSG LGD, it just doesn't work.
History dictates that in 2021, the amount of games they played were 15 games. It's 9-6 in favor of PSG LGD. They play each other all the time, right?
Yeah.
And 2020, they played each other online.
Some belly rubs for Puck.
Yeah, you saw that.
It's so pathetic. You guys don't have on. I mean,
they played 52 games against each other. 31 go to PSG LGD. So they do have a little bit of, but all the series generally go to 3 games as well.
Even.
It's very even. And it's going to be super interesting to see how they draft against each other, because as you say, Vici Gaming, they know PSG LGD through and through and through. I wanna start off talking about this match by asking what you guys think will be the score for these two teams. Will it be a tie? I think it will be a tie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with tie just because, even though PSG is, riding up momentum of just dominating recently, this is a game to them which has, kind of no meaning. They're already in the upper bracket of playoffs. Sure, there's like kind of national pride. They want to beat Vici Gaming, prove that they are the better Chinese team going in to the upper bracket. But like, they've got the morning series. They could get this over and done with, have a day off, have 2 days rest, then look to the playoffs.
So are we looking at 15, 16-minute mark games then, like Nigma? Or do you just kind of chill out? And usually what happens when you chill out, in the middle of the game you realize, damn, I hate losing.
Yeah, no,
you know? And then the game that you could have won ends up being like a 60-minute brawl fest.
I think it's going to be more, from PSG, more of a relaxed game. Like we saw how Fabian against EG, they're cliffing Arteezy. He's then physically, pausing, thinking, what's my next play? Is it to farm this camp, to push this lane, to buy a ward? No, it's to spray the high ground with Arteezy's face. And that's why...
Value.
What a chat.
Value indeed.
Emotional warfare.
And that's why I think this series, the confidence PSG has, they are just going to be a little bit more kind of tone it down a little bit more and just enjoy the game. Have a bit more kind of just fun with it.
But if you're loose and the other team isn't, Vici Gaming, they're there's pressure on them. I think that could definitely play into the favor of LGD, especially because when they look loose, they shellac hard. I mean, they completely dumpstered in the previous series, and I think it's because they were having fun picking Axe Carry, picking these strange heroes, free-flowing. They don't care. They'll pick whatever and beat you with it.
And the tiebreakers were like that as well. Like, usually what separates Chinese region for all the others is you can predict the drafts very easily. Like, you can see what they're going to pick. However, when these two teams play, I believe we didn't call a single hero. In the tiebreakers, that is, because they just experiment, they have some fun.
On the side of PSG LGD, we do have Faithion and Y Innocence, 2 TI winners from Wings Gaming, and everybody says Wings Gaming, you know, that magic infused here in PSG LGD, and Wings picked everything under the sun as well, Jenkins.
Yeah, I think that is definitely involved here. They're picking all sorts of crazy shit. They're doing crazy things in the game. Their strategies, everybody else is completely copying them, and I feel like they're just looking at all of the other teams that are copying them and thinking like, well, we were just kind of having fun with this. We were just kind of, you know, this. I don't even know if this was their like top echelon strategies that they're putting into play. And I'm not saying they're holding out strats. I think they're probably thinking like, well, you know, we were just playing what we wanted to play, what we felt was good in that series, and they might just completely 180 it today and pick something totally different. People might copy that today again.
Yeah.
See, for this series, what kind of play do we think then? Because Lizard just asked, are we expecting 16-minute game? I don't think we're going to see any 16-minute game today. Would be very exciting if we did, but I think that's a one-off type of thing.
I think the series, it's more emphasis on Vici Gaming and what they bring. You know, we haven't really mentioned it yet, but Jenkins was watching the replay in the PSG game in the back room. You know, I waddled over.
It was getting heated,
and we had a little like heated discussion about things. But fundamentally,
it was very heated.
It was very. We were throwing. That's why I put the armbands on today. But no. And fundamentally, both of our discussions about like rotation stuff meant nothing because Vici Gaming legit did nothing in some of these games. Their support tier, unfortunately, they did look a little bit lost. Where in the wild card, they were so active. They were collapsing on mid tower, they were making moves. Jenkins, I'm trying.
Okay, I'm just
bring it down. Okay. But you know, it's more like
it's very heated between these two.
Vici Gaming needs to do things. They need to They need to have the right mindset coming today, and they can't be like idling in the game thinking about it. They need to come into the game knowing the beats they need to hit.
Okay, here is an anecdote that I have. So I was playing a pub yesterday. I was playing 2 AM. Probably shouldn't have. That was a bad idea. I got S4 on my team. I was playing Lina because I've been seeing everybody picking it. I was like, oh, this looks like fun. I want to play it.
Yeah.
And we played the lane, and we did fine. Like I looked at the net worth at the end of the game. He was one of the top net worths at the end of the lane, so we did okay. But he said to me, I was like, if anything, like I could have done better. And he's like, you were kind of playing to like lose the lane. Like you're playing as if we were supposed to lose the lane, and you just didn't want to like get crushed.
You weren't aggressive enough.
Yeah, and I was Lina, right? And it's like, so this hero is supposed to be aggressive. You're supposed to crush lanes. And so
why didn't you?
Because I suck at
just
Lina.
click them.
And so the concept here that I'm trying to get at is that whenever you're uncomfortable on something, you often play to not feed, to not lose. You don't know the limits. And so that is, to me, what it looks like Vici Gaming was doing yesterday, where they were playing these, you know, like this, nothing to say, Lina mid. They see him picking it. They see him owning on it. They see LGD owning with this. And so it's like they try it out. And everybody's copying this strategy, but then because they're copying it, they're not exactly comfortable. They don't know exactly what they limits they can push.
There's one team that screams a strat for like 15 times, and then there's another team that just sees the end result and tries to copy it.
TNC.
Yeah.
They got hit by the carry axe, and they're like, crushed it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
So many
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Watching TNC, they were doing crazy shit. They were going overboard, and I was legitimately thinking, watching it, I would rather see my players go overboard but push the limits than to play defensively.
Yeah, but
So
wait,
they're the other
just
end
one
of the
thing.
spectrum. They try out new stuff.
In SCA, Magnus has actually played quite a bit on carry. So it's not something that's strange. In SCA pubs, Magnus carry is one of more popular heroes. And also in the region itself. So they didn't wild out with that Magnus pick for themselves.
The axe, though.
I think
Axe wasn't as popular, but you can kind of see all the regions picking it up at the same pace at the same time.
PSG LGD's turn to ban.
Are we gonna see that? Is that first
We're not
phase
gonna see
pick
the end.
material? No Ench,
is
no
gone.
Lina.
Yeah, I like the idea of the DK. I don't know if I don't like PSG, for example, isn't looking at it as a first phase hero as of yet. Maybe again it's like a development where they might try it out. They pick the AA.
Surprised the AA got through.
Solid hero.
Well, all of those tanky boys that you mentioned can.
PSG LGD Templar Assassin. Ten seconds remaining. Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
In the spirit.
Times because it's usually banned when TA is picked up, and it's a really good one versus the TA. Now you have so many instances of damage. You have the AA, the Ember. It's not going to be easy for her. The lane itself might be alright, but later on he just hunts you constantly.
It is worth noting that the Ember Shield did get buffed in the early levels, so it lasts like quite a long duration now, and I think this matchup was about 50-50, as you were saying. I imagine that probably swung it a good amount. Yeah, that's a pretty significant thing.
That was the fastest ban I've ever seen, by the way. PSG LGD ready with that, Timber. Sorry, T, go for it.
No, it's fine. I also like the fact that with Ember, even though outside of laning phase, you're a hero that can also chase down the tier once you go to the jungle. You have these points in Flame Guard, you can just poke and prod, and you can just aggressively jungle into the TA. Yeah, these bans are very quick.
I feel like both teams have not really used bonus time, right? But PSG LGD is, I don't know, they're playing speed chess, but then in the draft.
Well, they did. They moved from the second series to the first series of the day, so maybe they got like a lot.
This is the Chinese region teams meeting each other. That's the bottom line, right? They know each other. They know what they want to draft, and they just go on with it. If you're taking time, they were at the LAN, right? So if you take too much time to ban the other guys looking at you, can you hurry up? No, what's what? Like I know what you're gonna ban. Can you ban it? Okay, but do we know what Vici Gaming is gonna ban? T-Gov, Jenkins?
So,
good job.
I would imagine that LGD is probably gonna pick Snap.
What the?
I am telling you, PSG LGD, yes, they might have an appointment somewhere this afternoon.
They really do.
This is going lightning fast for their side.
Oh my god, okay, we don't have it.
No, this is gonna be...
Oh, look. No, they took longer than a couple of seconds. Never mind.
Never mind. Nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Minus armor everywhere.
Yeah, Slaughter, TA, Snapfire, the last time that this was run, of course, they had like the ET and a Drown.
They had a Drow, yeah.
But Roshan will be falling very quickly. And for Vici Gaming, when you pick up the double spirits, it's about trying to poke and prod. But if they do that and they're out of position, they will instantly die to one stun and the layered damage that PSG has.
I want some more spirits. Some Vengeful Spirit, some Storm Spirit.
Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker. Like, they have options.
Turn to ban.
Darkseer.
Okay, Darkseer and Earth Spirit together. It hasn't really done too much recently, but this is scary. Ember with Darkseer with Iron Shell.
It's a tough TA game.
It's a very this TA literally dies in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he needs a BKB before he fights.
If you Iron Shell the Ember and Iron Shell the Earth Spirit, if they jump her, she's dead. I give it 2 seconds max.
Yeah,
just disappears. Your health bar just goes. It's gone.
We've also seen this style of draft in regards to like Darkseer, Ember, Earth Spirit. It wasn't enough to go the time for Team Spirit. Their laning phase was not that optimal, and these heroes, when they don't have a good laning phase, instantly fall behind. So there's just a lot of kind of notice to put on like the Ember. He needs to do well in his lane, steal away the jungle, and then Darkseer, Earth Spirit, they need to find kill threat. And PSG, they have last pick, so this carry matchup will be advantageous going into a Darkseer.
I would usually agree, but Ember, even if he sucks in the laning stage, as long as he gets level 6 or 7, and he goes to as long as he says, yo, Darkseer, can you Iron Shell me?
Please.
Please. He's gonna do so much damage in that mid game.
So, VG haven't picked it in this tournament, but I would say like a Sven to me looks really good here. It's a surge target. so you can make him super powerful with the Darkseer. It's a hero that's going to do really well with the Ancient Apparition. You have the stun as well as the cold feed and the nukes.
Talking because of the armor.
In the armor, exactly. So it's like an anti-minus armor carry.
If they pick Sven Jenkins, I don't know.
They also don't really want to pick like an agi
what
hero.
can I do?
We can
I'll give you $10.
Okay.
If they pick Sven, because I don't think they're picking Sven.
PSG LGD.
Let's see.
They pick Trill.
Saved.
That could have been expensive for you.
Yeah, career ending.
Quite the melee heavy lineup coming out for Vici Gaming. Is that something that PSG LGD can abuse with the last pick somehow?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Drow, is it banned?
Drow seems really good. I mean, Drow
Not
against Troll
banned.
is insanely good.
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the best.
That's a great matchup.
They
have a lot
played
of
this
ways.
almost exact lineup before, haven't they?
They go
Not with Doom though.
Okay, now I'm very confused. I don't know which one of these
Is it
carry.
okay, it's carried.
It will be Ame Doom.
Okay.
Wow.
Carry Doom.
All right, these guys do not.
Because you can devour the creep that's Anshfeld. Is
Yeah,
that it?
I guess so.
Until level 3 at least, you're not gonna try lane, I don't think so, but it's possible.
The main thing for Vici Gaming, they picked this Troll into a Slardar lane, and he should have a great time. It's such a good matchup.
Yeah.
And it means that, Ember TA, Ember should have an okay time, Troll's gonna have an okay time. It simply is, what is the effect that Earth Spirit and Darkseer will have? Because they need to get like a skirmish, they need to break down the map quite quickly and just constantly run at them, like make the PSG use Doom defensively, and then take the fight after that to really break down the economy of PSG. Because if they don't do that, this game could be kind of weird, where it's like you just Doom the Darkseer, and then suddenly you're blowing everyone up with the kind of the TA +1.
But sure, I like what Vici's got. I'm not sold. I think Drow would be better for PSG LGD, but PSG LGD has been on point so far. They're yet to lose a game, right?
PSG LGD have lost 2 games.
2 games?
Yeah,
not
they're
the
10
single
and-
series.
Not the single series. I mean,
They
they
drew with Spirit or
They drew with Nigma and they drew with Spirit.
Yeah, you're right.
I would actually go with Vici as well. I don't think the Doom is I don't think Doom's an answer to like a Darkseer combo lane.
And you're putting all your eggs into this TA basket, right?
But then
you
the
will
TA is
suffer.
hard. The TA is hard countered by all of the damage over time. I would actually go with Vici on this one.
I mean, PSG speedrun the draft, so maybe they're going to speedrun the game as well. We'll see.
Possible.
We will see, and we will see who takes this first game of this 2-game series. There we are. And I get to hand you over to our lovely commentary duo. We got ourselves a good duo of Gareth and Matthias right up there.
Thank you, Shiva. Hello, here we are.
Hello.
We're coming over?
No, I think we're staying here. There's
Sorry,
a pause
Gary.
in the game.
Gary B.
Yeah, you guys.
A player has paused the game.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They were in such a rush. What's wrong, T?
Oh, we're coming to us. Oh, hello. Yeah, here we are.
Oh, it's us.
Lacoste, the minus armor draft from LGD, something we've seen from them previously. But honestly, I feel like Vici Gaming have had a chance to self-reflect after the losses to Nigma. A lot of tempo, speed, team fight for them.
Yeah, they're getting heroes that can play Dota early on, which their loss against Nigma, it was a pretty big one. It was a devastating. I want to see them bouncing back in this one. Both of these teams, they know each other very well, playing in the DPC second season, playing in the I-League. One of the reasons why draft was going on so quickly. A lot of overtime damage against the Templar Assassin, so she's not going to have a good time in this one.
Refraction is like not a spell, basically.
Yeah, carry to carry matchup. It's not a carry to carry matchup because it's a carry Doom. He dooms Troll. Troll's just like, I'm out of here, probably gonna get Surge. He might start thinking about possibly also dooming out the Darkseer in the team fight, something that we see when there's like a hero like a Centaur or a Darkseer on one side. If you don't doom him, if you doom someone else, they will just stampede away, surge away. Looking at the minus armor, 3 heroes. You have Templar Assassin, Slardar, and Snapfire. Snapfire also builds into Medallion, potentially Solar Crest on top of it, so they need to be very careful about that.
Love that physical burst, right?
Yeah, one thing I'm worried about is they don't have enough AoE to deal with Darkseer illusions from the wall. It's pretty much a single target what they got. A bit more damage coming up from the Scorched Earth, Mortimer's Kisses, you do not want to use it on the Illusion. Same goes for the Phoenix spells. So a lot of value gonna come from that Darkseer wall in this game. And
lots of things for him to combo up with, right? Both of the spirits love being Iron Shelled. They've got that gap close to go on top of the TA. Yeah, I think the panel also mentioning that lane matchup where Troll Warlord last pick looks pretty good for VG Gaming, especially against Slardar. Faith Beyond on that Slardar, so good against the melee heroes, but you put a Troll in there with ranged axes, and you make sure that he doesn't get that full strength from his bash, as we get ourselves properly into game one here in this best of two.
in this lane, I don't think you even need to skill bash until level 4 possibly, because if you get a sprint on level 2, you could potentially just run at the Ancient Apparition if he's caught outside of position. And we see more and more carries just starting out with magic sticks, Troll starting with the magic stick, and we've seen also like bracer build-ups on some of the heroes, like GH prioritizes that one on Phoenix, and now we see Ame on the bottom lane with casual bracer going into 2 bracers, not bad.
Oh really? Double bracer Doom. Well, he'll tank himself up, you know, against the Iron Shell. Of course, that Devour against the Iron Shell creep that Jenkins was mentioning, just try and stop that lane shove coming in towards your tier 1. Vici Gaming there, all set up around the bottom bounty runes under Radiant Vision. So PSG LGD know exactly what's going on. No aggressive moves needed. Sit on their side of the map and set up their lanes. As you said, you've got that Doom down bottom. Going to be paired up with the Phoenix. As Ame sitting pretty far forward. Is he going to try and devour as quickly as he sees that creep? Because they're moving in for a tri-lane down here.
He might be in trouble if he decides to go for that play. Iron Shell already on Darkseer.
And there's not too much that Y can do down here to really defend him if he does get jumped.
Ame might be a bit too tanky, even with the 2 Iron Shells, sitting at almost 800 HP. Nothing to say.
Excuse me?
Sorry?
Thanks, guys.
What?
Thanks a lot.
That is actually unbelievable. Ember Spirit
I want to see that one again.
seconds into the game.
It might be that Templar Assassin hit level 2 faster, and I see no refraction build, so might surprise him with that melt hit.
We were joking about this at the start, looking at the Magnetize, the Iron Shell, the Ice Blast, all that damage over time, saying refraction's not really a great spell, but the Flame Guard added into it. I mean, Melt Strike Psyblades, level 2 TA.
Considering how much overtime damage they got, it might be Psyblades, Meld, and Stats build. I'm just joking, but you know, we've seen different kinds of build on Faceless Void when they're putting only 1 point in time dilation. Same goes for TBs with the reflection, and now puts a point in refraction. So that's gonna give it more damage. We're gonna see it.
It just didn't
Meld level 1.
Did not respect the Meld level 1 in the right click.
It's -5 armor. I don't know. I feel like TA might be a bit overbuffed.
Overtuned, yeah. And bottom lane, Ame now being shoved out. You know, W and Old 11 getting up on him, but what a start for your Templar Assassin, 9 and 2.
When I saw it on the screen, I see nothing to say drew a first blood. He's mid laner, right? What?
Yeah, we both had this moment of not just disbelief. He's keeping the pressure on as well. Ori having a tragic time in that mid spot. I mean, what kind of itemization is he going to go for? Because that's going to delay his bottle, that's going to delay any kind.
Bottle is coming to him. Nothing to say already has a bottle. Nothing to say has been impressive throughout this tournament, throughout the second season. The guy just plays some insanely good Dota, and we can see here Meld
is he gonna get another
available
kill?
Again.
He's got Fairy Fire on the Ember Spirit, still taking some real heavy hits from this Templar Assassin, and now she does go back into the refraction. Oh man, this TA is going to be a beast. And that top lane, something we've not looked at just yet. And of course that Slardar having a good start, even farm with the Troll Warlord, and Ori dead again.
Okay, I'm not even watching the other lanes. I'm just going to be watching the mid, and he gets the tips from his own teammates. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's just going to be a highlight reel of nothing to say. TA solo killing Ori over and over again. And so coming back to the idea here, Vici Gaming with a kind of fast tempo draft, right? The Iron Shell, the lawnmowers of the spirits just rolling over people. If you have a poor start, I think Lizard was saying, you're always on the back foot. You don't really want to be catching up and looking to farm as these heroes. There's a bit of a turnaround on the DY there. Good cookie into Crush. Fairy Fire's up though, and the Ancient Apparition back behind his tower safely.
Okay, so they have something to close the gap. Fire Snap Cookie into Slither and Crush. We're gonna see this one again. Psyblades.
And he goes for the hit. Oh, the melt strike coming. Oh, yeah.
Just
Burst him.
one-shots him.
And he's going more. You need these chains just to hold nothing to say in
Radiant's courier
place.
has been killed.
Oh man, LGD. What a beginning to this series. China versus China, we expect great things. And nothing to say, just proven how much of a
Dyer's middle
stellar
tower
star
under
player
attack.
he is. 28-8 on that TA right now.
Against
2
13,
solo kills.
in terms of net worth, it's already 1.2k gold lead for Templar Assassin.
At 4 minutes, and Ancients are being stacked before she's even gone over to clear them. She's taken out his small camp and trapping it up. Perfect. Really, just perfect stuff from the TA. And Vici Gaming are going to start thinking now, the mentality of the team, considering what they need to do to pick up the pieces here is aggression. We need to play aggressively, and that might fall into the hands of LGD, who can look to stand their ground with a Supernova later on, with a Snapfire Kisses. And of course, that Slardar, who's going to be an incredibly tanky, oppressive force.
On the bottom lane, very interesting build. The double bracer, he's also sitting near the tower, so 7.5 HP regen per second. Doesn't care too much about the Ion Shell. Every single time there's Devour off cooldown, he's gonna eat the creep with the Ion Shell on.
What does Ori start to do now? Like, is that lane playable anymore in the mid spot?
Well, not really. He's level 4, while Templar Assassin is level 6.5, and huge stacks being made.
Oh, yes. Misses the last one on the Ancients, I believe, there. But still a huge, large camp.
Yeah, what a noob. Didn't stack it the 6th time already, 6 minutes in.
Does TA come and clear them now? Like, everything is happening so fast for LGD. T was saying they've speedrun the draft, they're going to speedrun the game, and it looks like they're looking to set a new world record here. But Vici Gaming with some moves of their own. Cold Feet there, holding Faith Behind in place. Slardar slain by DY. And Old 11 also cutting waves bottom.
I'm dead.
So a bit of action created by Vici Gaming to try and unsettle LGD's early lead.
And while all this is happening, TA farming the Ancients, Snapfire goes to the mid lane to collect some of the XP. 11.
Yeah, dead on the tower. Trying to cut these waves, Y just dives on him.
Not sure that was needed. Free XP and gold for Y there.
Do you think part of this comes back to their series against Nigma, where Vici Gaming have been shaken a bit?
Probably, because they lost, what, the whole series in less than 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's like a 15-minute game, then a 25-minute game. Very, very speedy best of 2 that Nigma took over them. They've definitely got to get something done here. Bounty Rune grabbed up by Y. Mid lane being held there, like you say, by the Snapfire. The PYW and Ori, considering their options, can't really go gank Doom bottom. He's too tanky. TA is not under any kind of vision here. Radiant have that one observer ward in their own triangle. Well, nothing to say. 4,500 net worth, 6.5 minutes in. And a huge lead building up. 3k doesn't seem like much, but at this period of the game, we're usually seeing 900 gold difference between these top teams.
Yeah, he's too speedy. Usually what you want to do is clear the ancient stacks after the 7-minute mark, so you get all the tier 1 neutral items from him. But they're so far ahead. They don't. He's level. I think this might be the record. He's level 9 before a 7-minute mark.
It's crazy.
Dyer's middle tower.
Yeah, just go stack the camps again, honestly, for those neutral items. Doesn't matter too much. Ironwood Tree comes out now for nothing to say. New camps have spawned. And TA are going to have a well-deserved break after all of the heavy lifting she's been doing.
Jinq says there's some kind of a bug. Bug indeed. He's way too farmed.
They're wondering how the TA's level 10 already.
I think why he paused the game is he wants them to unpause so that the enemy can catch up. He stays AFK in the base, 2-3 minutes, just give them enough time to recover.
Man. Arme being gone a little bit bottom lane, but like what? Phase, raindrops, double bracer, 1300 HP, 10 armor, and he's not even under the tower yet. Just leave the Doom alone. He's scaling with this Devour maxed out pretty much. Yeah, okay. You make your move. Sunray keeps him topped up. Jinq now arriving, so they need that vacuum silence. Roll away by PYW. No real force of aggression there from Vici Gaming, and they might even lose their Earth Spirit. Good cookie with the Fiery Spirits, and PYW's down. LGD on another level this game.
They have a 1k gold lead per every single kill that they got.
Every kill matters incredibly here for them. And this Troll Warlord is the only real performer on Vici Gaming so far. 3,500 net worth, having a decent lane there, and keeping Slardar down a little bit. but nothing to say. He gets the free lane, no one's showing in the mid spot. Ori doesn't feel like he can do too much. Level 6 against level 10. When was the last time you saw this kind of disparity between the mid?
The other day when I was playing pub, I was the guy that was level 6. No, in a professional game, I don't remember seeing this because mid matchup should be much closer since the introduction of the water runes and everything. But that meld level 1 surprised him and
it's crushed it.
He snowballed.
Spirit's crushed. That's Dragonlance done with a side lane talents as well. So now you've got that incredible range TA. She can just keep farming jungle. There's no
another stack.
The thing is, there's no rush here for LGD either. You know, quite often in these kind of situations, we're thinking, hey, this team with an early lead needed an early lead to actually fulfill their draft. But PSG LGD, they've got tons of minus armor that scales into late game. They've got Doom with Devour, scales into late game.
Nothing to say. He might be able to solo Roche at this point. Like, this is gonna be the play. Once he finishes the Deso, if Slardar is there, they can smoke up with 2 of the heroes and be able to just kill the Roche alone. Good pick off on the bottom. Finally, Ori being involved.
The 1 kill on the map that they can get, and you're right, yeah, Ori moves into that bot lane, put a bit of pressure onto the tier 1 tower, while DY defends mid tier 1, glyphing it up as well. LGD a little bit late to the party top. They're not really collapsing on that opposing objective. It's just Slardar up there, it looks like. Troll Warlord a little bit afraid of his life. Don't get into the trees. Poyo going to cut through, consider where he wants to move as they roll towards. Nothing to say. A big kill if they can have it. In comes Ori, the traps are thrown. Nothing to say. Turns with a Melt Strike. The Sunray, the heal, not enough. Massive pick-off for Vici Gaming. And a deny on the tier 1 tower.
So they even get the gold from denying the tower. 270 gold for DY. He is going to get closer to level 6, so they can start setting things up on the side lanes. Troll Warlord having a decent amount of farm. Like, compared to Templar Assassin, he doesn't have that much, but yeah, he didn't get free solo kills.
Well, it's a long time to be dead by the TA. Yeah, you're right. As soon as she's back up, LGD can get on the map and think about their next move. Faith Beyond without Herd, going into Blink. Incredibly tanky Slardar can frontline for them with the Doombringer, who's rushing BKB. So it is a fast-paced tempo set by LGD with a scaling lineup.
Sometimes it's bad to be this good. Chat knows. Chat is on this nothing to say level. They know how it is to just be 4 levels ahead, then die and stay dead for 30-35 seconds, 10 minutes in.
Level. What's her XPM at actually? Like, level 12. 10 minutes in. Yeah, 4 levels ahead of literally anybody else in the game. It's Doom and Slardar closest to her, 9 and 8 there.
This sounds like it's illegal. Level 12, 10 minutes in.
Yeah, there's something happening. I don't know, that bug pause they had, maybe that's got something to do with it. Old Levin going to TP out of bottom lane. And tier on top, still an objective that LGD are yet to claim. Arme shows on the wave, so the remnants in from Ori. PYW and DY there, the Ice Blast connecting, and Doom, he chucks his ulti onto the Ember Spirit. No real backup here. Poyo's even going to come in to lap up some of that golden experience shared across his squad.
Good rotation from Vici Gaming. They get a kill on Templar Assassin, now they get a kill on another core. What I want to see from PSG LGD is a smoke. Get a kill or 2. Once that Deso is finished up, turn that into Roche. You only need pretty much Slardar to be alive. And Templar Assassin on top of it.
Just keeping his farm rate going so well. Giving up a kill here or there doesn't seem to matter too much to LGD. Vici Gaming are the ones running around scrambling, looking for any opening. There's a few windows here for them. But the vision from LGD is pretty spot on right now. Watching for that top rune spot on that Radiant high ground. Entrance to their own jungle also covered. And now they come in to defend their TA mid. Make sure that she's got all the free farm safety she requires.
The rune of invisibility.
Fire medallion.
Big timing on PSG LGD, where they're gonna have BKB done in the next minute. Deso already done. That medallion that you talked about will be turned later on into Solar Crest. Hood on Slardar, they just much farm. It's very hard to synchronize when one of your cores is just popping off. Like, you need to slow down, you have an extra item.
You have to think about your synchronization with that BKB timing.
Straight into Roche pit. Deso done. Little Shredder maxed out.
What's the minus armor like on that Roshan, man?
Minus 18, minus 36.
Okay. There we go. Big man, he's dead.
Roshan has fallen to the
See you in 8 minutes. And now TA with Aegis kisses launch. DY in trouble. Brought within an inch of his life. The kick away by PYW saves the AA. But LGD with such a firm grasp on this now and ready to fight at any given moment, like this Doom. We've seen this Hand of Midas Doom go into that later game scaling in towards like Refresher. 35 minutes in, he's gone straight. BKB looking for the blink next. So he's going to be one of their main forms of initiation. Him and Slardar just jump people, so TA's given the cover.
They have enough tower damage, so this is why he's itemizing into these earlier items to be able to keep the pressure on the map. Now with the Templar Assassin picking up the Aegis, they will go for the top tier 1 tower. It's not going to get defended, it's already too late. And then going into Blink Dagger, I also want to see an earlier BKB on a Templar Assassin. We've seen like Templar Assassins just sometimes they don't want to go for it, extremely greedy, but there's so much magical and overtime damage that burns through your refraction.
Feels like you desperately need it, yeah, I think you might be right. But at this rate, you know, the Blink Dagger is going to come so quickly. She could just jump the AA one-shotter as the roll in towards that Aegis carrier. They've got the diving Supernova Phoenix. Great one on that high ground behind the TA, and she's not even dead yet. Ice Blast connects. Something to say will fall inside the wall. On Ori, he's retreating. LGD considering the move forward to defend this TA because she might die twice here. Cold Feet gonna snap in place and a good roll forward. Oh, they jump away with the cookie, and now the Doom onto the Troll Warlord who already popped his battle tracks. Nets up, but the Blink Slardar crushes him, and he's been left alone. VG Gaming initiate. They take the Aegis, but they lose their Troll for it.
It was a good initiation first on Templar Assassin. I would prefer if this is a BKB. Like, Blink Dagger is so greedy, they can easily kill you. Refraction doesn't actually do anything against the Ion Shell, against the Ember Spirit. We'll see if he decides to go with the Blink Dagger. It's also a farming tool where you jump between the camps much easier. You can blow up Ancient Apparition if you have a good vision. Now with Slardar also picking up a Blink Dagger, you can play with him. It is going to be a Blink Dagger in the end.
Yeah, the triple Blink threat against there. I think you're right. The farm rate definitely matters a lot to Nothing to Say. He wants to break records this time. 10k net worth at 50. There's got to be something up there. Bit of great.
Old 11 going for Aghanim Scepter. Different Darkseers, different builds. Whenever I see Mind Control playing the Darkseer, he almost never goes for it as the first or second item. He tends to fight a lot more with the team early on, so mech, pipe,
yeah,
to be able to tank up. I also wouldn't mind seeing maybe something like a Guardian Grease. Crimson Guard doesn't sound too bad against all this. Yeah, exactly. Because 1-2 cores actually deal so much physical damage.
Yeah, I guess the charges on that Iron Shell make a lot of sense when you've got Earth Spirit, Ember Spirit. Heroes that can really utilize the Iron Shell damage incredibly well and want to be tankier. Need that extra burst of HP against this minus armor Strand, even the Doombringer, who nearly has his own blink. Found his Centaur creep, so he's got War Stomp. And the lead just keeps on building for LGD, outscaling and outmaneuvering VG Gaming every step of the way. And Doom clears out that bot wave, not really a hero they want to be going on. They are grouping around down there though. AA, Troll, and even Ember Spirit coming into that bottom jungle, but under Radiant Vision, so Ori will realize no jungle camps here, nothing that I can get done, and an immediate D-ward from DY.
And look at the way he's farming. He's hiding behind the trees, dragging the creep to his side so that he has like a time to react. It's all about that small things in Dota, the efficiency.
Well, Poyo, hero we've not really seen too much of. The Troll Warlord's been farming for the most part in this game.
Yeah, different item build, not a single farming tool, no Battle Fury, which is not a thing anymore unless you're playing into maybe the Phantom Lancer matchup. I've seen Diffusal Blades, I've seen Maelstroms to be able to increase your farming potential. This time around, wants to be able to dispel those fiery spirits and dispel corrosive haze.
Here they come. Okay. Nothing to say, just blow straight through, and this DDTA, good stop as well. The Doom in towards Ori. They're just being run over. LGD are crushing it. VG Gaming have no response.
They jump on Darkseer, who is pretty much the main source of damage for VG Gaming, so he also needs to be able to reset. If someone gets them, surge him away.
LGD, all wise up at the front. They'll spend the magnetize for him. They get 1 kill off the back of that disastrous battle around their tier 2, but nothing to say. Templar Assassin just destroys the building. The structural damage from LGD is substantial. And the DD rune, of course, helping out a fair amount. And it's outpost time. That's going to make life even harder for Vici. They're losing out on their ancients. TA just so freely floating around, finding runes, bounties, and arcanes. BKB's coming up for her soon as well.
Hunting bounties.
Control Warlord. Going into Aghanim Scepter next year, that Manta Ag, so no Maelstrom, no BKB, no SNY.
I think it's a bit of an overkill, where you dispel enemies and you dispel yourself. Where's the damage gonna come from?
I'm really not sure, yeah. Ion Shells and Ember Spirit, I guess. But you're still so reliant on all that magic damage when the BKBs are all here for LGD. Your ability to kill people off is going to be minimal at best. And great positioning here from Y. A little bit delayed reaction to that sleight of fist, but he still pops the smoke. Full staff dive away.
My concern here is you have Manta Style mostly for... It's a good stat item. It doesn't give you too much damage. It's a dispel mechanic, so why do you need another form of, like, dispel?
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
You can dispel Level Shredder, you can dispel Solar Crest, Corrosive Haze, Fiery Spirits.
Melt Strike?
That's not dispellable.
Okay. Even the minus armor debuff's not? You can't dispel her invis, right? Like, it's with those tooltips you can get a little bit confused. I'm not questioning you, Lacoste, I'm just wondering myself.
You're right.
It's the same with Arctic Burn. I remember we had this discussion with Arctic Burn as well.
Yes, because I mean, the cannot be dispelled means that like you cannot remove. You cannot use, I don't know, Brewmaster's split to dispel it. But minus armor can be dispelled.
Okay. So maybe they're thinking about the fire spirits and the minus armor for sure to try and focus the egg or do something, because he's the only one that can really hit the egg. Smoke from LGD.
Middle tower is under attack.
Invading the triangle, getting onto that dark side of the map, forcing Vici Gaming to play topside.
You know what I'm gonna say? Last time I tested it, it worked like that, so I have all the bases covered.
Last time we tested it, Lacoste. Yeah, last time we tested it.
Last time I tested it in 2017, it did the spell. So yeah, Phoenix, a bit under-leveled, level 9, you would want to have that level 2 Supernova, possibly buys a book, which will get him closer to that, but still need one more big fight to survive. And now Templar Assassin, level 18, means more traps, and also means more damage.
No damage. Yeah, and LGD playing for second Roshan here. Roll onto the Ice Blast. Arme has the backup though, BKB and the stun. PYW will roll out of danger, but the Doom comes straight onto the Dark Seer, and Arme runs forward. The kisses landing in onto Vici Gaming, and Arme, he popped his one. He's more stabbed away, but the Remnant chase. Ori finds the catch in the back, while PYW cleared up. The TA's on the supports. The backline's being shredded. Poyo, you can do all you can against this. Nothing to say TA, but Ori can't stand his ground against it. Y comes out with a double kill, and the troll is stuck in the tree.
There's the ulti just to buy him one more time.
He can't lifesteal enough though to deal with a Sunray burn and a minus armor pummeling from LGD.
And now they're gonna go for a tier 2, maybe even try to knock on tier 3. Good Doom on a Darkseer. This is exactly what they need to do 2 times in a row. Darkseer does not get his vacuum off, does not get Ball of Replica, so no real damage. He can't surge people away from the fight. Double Force Staff on one Force Staff, apologies, on Y, which pushed him, and one on Slaughter, never mind, 2. Just making sure.
Yeah, that ability to get away from the jump, keep the TA moving. Because now she can use the Blink Dagger just to focus on aggressive moves with it. Nothing to say. Don't know if she's getting gone on there, but here's the replay, the kisses. Landing in perfectly, zoning them out. That Doom on the Dark Seer meant there was no vac wall, no turnaround play, and the burst damage from that Templar Assassin shredding through everybody on Vici Gaming's side.
Invisibility.
And Y coming out with that double kill, really beautifully done. All set up by Arme's Doom. He dies in the end, but he's not the real carry. Templar Assassin, the position 1 basically in this match.
Roshan will respawn in about a second, so they can go inside and kill it. 40 seconds until the next Doom, and also a big item coming out on Doom as well. Shiva's Guard to be able to deal with the illusion, slow them down.
You even give vision into the trees.
Yeah, that's most important. Just provide vision so that your Templar Assassin and Slaughter can get good jumps.
Especially when you've got a few slippery heroes there, the two spirits can hide in the trees quite successfully. Vici Gaming smoking. Completely obscured by the fog of war, and they're walking into the Roach Pit
on Ori. Casual chainmail,
yeah,
and the Lotus Orb, so another form of dispelling, which also gives them armor.
He needed it. So he went phase boots chainmail with his wand to the bottle, and the rate at which he was dying, he needed some kind of small build-up item. He couldn't really go for anything too big too quickly. Roshan here, not attempted by Vici, but they know that it's alive, and they know that this is very likely their last chance to have some kind of fight with LGD.
Vici, they need a big wall. Right now, Ori.
Keeping
King of the hill, yeah.
Troll with the axes, Vortex spots inside there, but Arme, he's the one to kick it off. Ice blast towards it, Polio down to half HP, burnt by the sunray as well, and these kisses. They're zoning out Vici Gaming while PYW is in the pit. They'll try and chase back onto Arme's Doom. He's changed up at Polio, being kited around. The Troll is isolated. TA with the melt strikes finishes him off. They get Wise Phoenix on the right-hand side of the fight, as well as the Doombringer.
Ball still available, plus a vacuum.
And it's a good pick-up on the Slaughter as well. Nothing to say, has to BKB up. Inside that wall, time to run away as LGD do get picked off around the Roach Pit.
It's real a big W.
PYW, they're going for this, but the trap's slow and a scatter blast hit.
No harm.
They managed to kill the Roche while all this was happening, and he goes in, two shots him.
DY destroyed! And old 11 might be going the same way.
Now Templar Assassin has Shard, also picked up by Roche, which is a silence, so up to 3.5 seconds, long duration silence, and going into Daedalus.
Never refuse gold.
Like, we see the power of Vici Gaming once they use their combo, Vacuum Wall, AA Blast, a lot of overtime damage, and they need to be able to kite BKBs, try to reset and then go in again. Problem is, Templar Assassin just deletes one or two heroes before the fight even starts.
Yeah, you need these buybacks. You need some way to reset the fight. And I think Dark's here, he's going to play Fog for the majority of the battle, just to, like you say, look for that counter initiation. But that was a good fight, though. Vici Gaming holding out, making sure second Roche doesn't immediately get picked up by LGD. But they will come again for round 2 in a few seconds or so. And another 5v5 should be brewing. Ori clears out that mid-wave. The rest of Vici Gaming behind him. They've got to know. They've got to know. Something's up there. Blink in from Arme. He gets turned on, though, as Poido being found out in the bottom lane. Ice Blast connecting onto nothing to say. The kisses towards that. Troll Wall at bot, though, as Faith Bian tracks back onto Poyo. Trolls down to the Sunray. No, he gets the battle trance off, but the kiting begins. 4 staffs, and that Corrosive Haze with the chain stuns going in. Crush and Cookie landing perfectly, while PYW, the long-range projectile, clears him up as that Aegis reclaimed out by the TA.
Kame is madman. He jumped in with no BKB whatsoever.
We go straight on them. They're going to back, but it doesn't matter. Ori can't maneuver himself away from the egg.
They get the kill. Good usage of the Aegis, and but they still didn't do any real damage to tier 3 towers.
Radiant's middle tower is
Problem
under
is
attack.
Troll. He doesn't have any damage whatsoever. Like, this build doesn't do anything.
Hey, he's been a non-factor this entire game.
I'm just thinking, if I've seen this item build without seeing which hero it is, try to guess. I would definitely not say Troll, especially in this current meta.
That's quite a weird one.
Maybe it's more of a Morphling who has a Dark Willow on his side. You know, still want to have Manta to dispel things, and then Aga and Scepter turn into allies.
But he's not a Morphling.
He's not.
He's a Troll Warlord. Well, he's got his axe finished now. Y and Faith Bian, the dastardly duo. They've been doing such a great job. Look at that, just scouting out, making sure nothing's coming their way. And the crushes and the stuns from Faith Bian have been defending this egg, which have been positioned so perfectly by Innocence. We still have the cheese on someone.
I think Cheese was consumed during that Roche fight. Can't find it on anyone.
Yeah, it's all gone. Now spawn out Poyo Troll, dispels off the corrosive haze straight away. D-warding coming in. As LGD prime position from this. Bit of high ground here to play if that
double
box here
damage.
too. Okay. And she's got Daedalus, yeah?
Yep. We'll just pick it up. Going into Hurricane Pike. Another 4 staff, so they will have 3.
Here come the one-shots. As soon as they see this DD, they're going to be thinking about what their plan's actually going to be. Poyo, they saw this happening, they cleared out the mid-wave. Kisses. Troll Warlord getting pummeled by it. And Fabian still trying to chase down this Troll Warlord. LGD realise they've not got the full gap closed to get there.
Good thing is he has all these dispel mechanics. Whenever he uses the melee axes, dispels himself,
top tower has fallen.
keeping the Manta style. Problem is, if he gets silence, might need to pop that Manta style to get rid of the silence. And now going into Scotty.
Yeah, I guess he wants to try and tank up, get as many stats as he can. Well, we have seen Vici Gaming make that jump. They can successfully take team fights, but it's so dependent on having vision of LGD, of knowing which targets you're going on. And when Arme's able to do this, he breaks vision. He gets on top of you. He starts the fight without you even knowing what's going on. And he's got the chain stuns on Poyo. He's going to have the battle trance. The damage coming. Oh, he gets himself to high ground, ever so barely. Holding onto the ulti as well.
Vici Gaming will think they have a ward there, the Tinker ward near the tier 2 tower. But they do not. Nice jump from Ame, providing vision with Shiva's guard. It's very hard to counter this specific item build on Troll, because enemies probably also don't find any sense in it. You know, they don't know what's happening, so...
How do we deal with the dispels? Just kill him. Just catch him and kill him. There he is. Gonna start becoming a bit of a menace though.
Oh, love me.
20k lead built up by LGD. Maybe thinking that they're a bit tentative here, pushing actual high ground up against that vac wall, the ice blast, the combos from Vici Gaming still incredibly powerful. Do they want to wait for third Roche?
I feel like they do. Vici Gaming on the other side, smoke up, Fate Beyond, baiting with his illusion.
They're not going to find anyone though. Slowly walking themselves across the map, finding bounty runes. It's a pretty good line drawn there, figuring out what the next move is going to be for them. They haven't even taken that mid-tier 1 tower yet. And some pings coming out.
Ori's item build is pretty much whatever gives armor, I'm going to build it this game.
Oh, look at Faith Beyond. Baiting so hard, the illusion. Not real, guys.
It's time to go. They instantly smoke.
As
No AA
down.
blast.
The blink's done. Catching 2. And they're on the darts here. The melt strike. The jump from Arme. And Old Lemon's gone. Poyo doomed up as well. The kisses, they ended. But they've got Infernal Blade and damage over time. That'll be enough to bring down the troll. There's a buyback out of darts here. Oh, not bad. They get them all inside of it, but a supernova and a turnaround sunray. All one has to run. Jin Q, he's being brought low, but they don't have any finishing touches. PYW, he's trying to magnetize and catch him out, but they're
PKs are down.
Go in, Troll Warlord finds him.
They catch 2 cores, but they expended 2 buybacks, 1 on 11, 1 on Poyo. Roche may respawn in 3 seconds. If it's a fastest spawn, this could be a game changer, and it's 9 seconds. It's instantly gonna spawn.
So quick. This could be it. This could be the start of the turnaround for Vici Gaming. They don't know about it though. Going for tier 2 mid instead. Jin Q positioned behind the trees. Cookie on a creep, clear out the wave, make sure the push ends right there. Vici Gaming sticking around. They don't have Vac Wall, they don't have some of these big cooldowns that they would like to play with, but a roll in. Ember Spirit started on the Snapfire, they dive in Fiery Spirits, but that's Jin Q gone for a minute. Now nothing is being dived.
He might jump in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Could maybe, one shot into some of these heroes. Wants the creep wave instead. Gets a bit of a side blade splash back there onto Vici.
Under attack.
And Roshan
is being pinged out. They have a trap inside it. Unfortunately for Vici, they didn't check the Roche. They would have enough damage with the Troll, you know, just pummeling. Doesn't have a damage item, but eventually would bring it down. And now they go in, Aghanim Scepter on top of Cheese and Aegis. Who do they give Axe to? I wouldn't mind...
TA.
Yeah. Why? Because why not?
Song has fallen to
Yeah,
the
Aghanim Scepter has been so powerful.
immortality.
Jumping around, controlling the map. I think we saw Sumail also doing that little bottle refill, right? Going back to Fountain, refilling bottle. And then jumping out across the map again. Paladin Sword there as well for the TA. Going into Nullifier next.
In this situation, you would love to find Spider Legs as tier 3 item. This is one of the reasons why Spider Legs feels like the best tier 3 item. Because you are out of slots. Would prefer to have a BKB. Would prefer to have some kind of a move speed.
I guess Pike and Blink Dagger give you a bit of maneuverability, and you've got double Force Staff on your supports as well. So they'll rely on that to give a movement in the team fight.
Yeah, tier 4 items dropping in the 3 minutes, so he might get some move speed from Flicker.
Get like a Flicker, yeah. But here comes an
Or Ninja here.
Nullifier, 6-slotted TA.
This Nullifier is pretty big. He ruins Ancient Apparitions build completely. No Force Staff, no Ghost Scepter. Same goes for Earth Spirit, he has one.
And with some lucky crits there, TA could definitely, you know, 1 or 2 shot some of these heroes. Still being quite patient with the way they're moving towards the bait, though.
Level 25 on TA is so good. You have 14 refraction charges. They have a lot of overtime damage, but, you know, the damage that you get from it, not just defensive one, but offensive, is pretty damn good compared to old talent. 1 second melt hit bash, before it was 1.5.
Radiant are scattered.
Now that it got nerfed, I'll keep that thought.
Trying to do something drastic here, but they've lost DUI. I mean, comes that Templar Assassin just finding the backlines. The Ghost Scepter all the way, PYW escapes, but Ori found out by Faith Bian. Unfortunately, can't get the crush there. While Poyo just doomed by Army. They come in and slay all the Lamb, and the Darkseer's gone. No buyback on him, and the Troll Warlord, he's dead. Nothing to say comes out with a triple kill after finding PYW, and GG's called. It's a long time coming. I mean, since those 2 kills that TA got on that Ember Spirit, we felt this game just completely slipping out of the hands of VG Gaming.
Yeah, it was a complete disaster. Getting Melt level 1, being able to surprise him with that -5 armor, gets 2 kills because of it, and completely snowballs out of control. She was...
About this build for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just nothing to say. I think that really is the key to that game. The Templar Assassin, Meld level 1, the 2 solo kills on Ori. The fact that the game plan there for VG Gaming, the panel went over it, we talked about it a bit, they needed to be speedy. They had these spirits, they had Iron Shell, they wanted to play fast, and you lose out in the laning stage like that, and all of a sudden your game plan...
They were very speedy at feeding, giving away kills to PSG LGD. They were very quick.
Well, we can hear what Shiva and the rest of the panel have to say about that game.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gareth and Lacoste. Indeed, this game started out with a couple people wondering if PSG LGD were maybe a little bit confused that they did not queue up for a turbo match, because, geez, they said that pays really high. And here with T-Gov, Lizard, and Jenkins. And Lizard, you we ended the draft and you said something along the lines of, well, PSG LGD, they put all their eggs in the TA basket, so might not work.
Yeah, please, burn me some more.
I'm saying that you said it exactly right.
No,
they did put all the eggs in the TA basket.
They did put all the everything in the TA basket, and it worked. Like, he gets a solo kill, then he gets another one, then he has Dragonlance and Desolator minute 12. The hell, man? Like, when I play Meepo, I don't get that farm. He was
All right, Lizard.
minute 10, level, what, 13?
Let's not mince birds here. This is very important.
Okay.
Nothing to say 1v5 that game. Nothing else mattered. He 1v5. You could see his team the entire time. Ame would just go in and suicide.
Yep.
It didn't matter.
It was sometimes the right suicide.
It was
It's always the right.
Yeah, it was legit the right play. It's like, and this supports, like, if they had a choice between anybody and nothing to say, they would just sack whoever and go and keep nothing to say alive. And it worked out.
You could see all these small little things, like using Snap's cookie and all these small little things just to save the TA for 1 extra second, because that's all she needs. She just destroys you in 2 hits, right?
This game, it's hard to really say much more than TA crushed mid lane. They bought a couple 4-stuffs. They had a 12-minute Aegis, and they just played with utmost confidence that it's so hard to come by. Like, the game's pretty rough, because as soon as they get this Aegis, the supports from Vici Gaming are around the area, and Snapfire instantly is just unloading more kits. Like, get the hell away from Roshan!
That was good.
And then Troll just farming a medium cap. Like, oh my god, this is hell! Like, there was no game for them to play in. There was that one mid-tier 2 rebuttal where it looked like they could get something, but it was at the expense of a Troll buyback. So yeah, Vici Gaming just looked completely outclassed, especially just in that mid lane matchup.
So our highlight clip started at minute 17, but
it's just Ame dying and then nothing to say, killing everyone.
Hey, he did his job, okay? He's giving hope to every position one out there. It's like, hey, you can do that.
Lizard, you can be a carry.
I think the quote of Shiver was, "I could be flying on this team right now."
If I was playing position 1 here, Ame would have still carried the shit out of me.
Yeah,
he's literally like, this was his bread and butter, and he, like I said, we started at minute 17, but minute 2, I think it was when he got the first kill on Ori's Ember, and I mean, I feel like that kind of already started the snowball. That was the highlight. The kills, 2 kills on lane in the first 5 minutes on the TA versus Ember.
You really don't want to give TA a kill, yet alone 2 on that mid lane. It accelerates her farm so hard that you just can't deal with her anymore. She gets that Dezo, Dragonlance. I didn't count, but I think Rush fell in like 15-16 seconds when they went in their first time.
Minus 36 armor.
You can't react to that.
Yeah.
There's just no gameplay that can stop that from happening.
And this is just the type of game where you, when you have mid lane matchups and they kind of vary, and your skill bird, this is where like TA goes for the point and meld. You're not really used to that. It's more like refraction, just play out side blades. You get a meld point and you're suddenly getting kills. Like, Orange wasn't ready for that kind of entry to the game, and because of that simple kind of mid lane interaction, that's what opened up this snowball effect, and then the game went quicker. So maybe if Ori was aware of that coming in, then maybe the game wouldn't be so devastating. But yeah, just a couple small mechanics and boom, the game's over.
Game out of control. It's the little things that make big impacts in Dota 2 for sure. With this loss as well, Vici Gaming now sitting at 6 losses, meaning if they lose the next one, they are guaranteed out of contention for upper bracket. But it also means that they have to hope that Team Nigma loses 0-2 to Beast Coast to have a chance at upper bracket, because they would force out tiebreakers. It's either tiebreakers or lower bracket for Vici Gaming. Also means PSG LGD, I think for them it's very important to keep Vici Gaming out of that upper bracket, because that means that they have an easier run, because we know traditionally Vici Gaming is able to figure out PSG LGD, so they have got definitely something to play for here, even though they already guaranteed upper. But I don't know if you guys noticed or seen, but they did a tweet, a Weeaboo tweet. So not actually Twitter, but like the Chinese Twitter, basically. Which hero do you want us to play? And they had a list.
That series, or for
just for this series versus Vici Gaming, and they had a list of Tinker, Slark, Techies, Hoodwink, and Pudge. And don't know who won, but all of those would be very exciting to see. Of course, nothing to say. Tinker, Zinq's, Techies. If there was ever a game where Techies would be picked up, this game too, maybe, Jenkins. 5-0? No? Yes?
I'm gonna literally die if they pick Pudge. As soon as you mention
In a
Pudge,
good
I
way?
can't even.
Oh.
In a good way. It's like all the sugar freeze coagulating, and causing the blood vessels to kind of tense up. It's gonna happen, and I just want you guys to know that I will die very happy.
It's a happy
It
death.
will be a happy death. Love my family and stuff.
Do you
but
want us to try and resurrect you or resuscitate you?
No, that's a good way to go out. That's a
Okay.
good way to go out. Yeah.
Okay. Techies as well, right? It's very probable because they do play techies.
Think you plays it, yeah.
They do play techies, so they haven't had any success with it recently, but
Did anybody?
who has exactly? Yeah, they can try it.
But this is like the best game to do it, right? Because like now that they've put Vici Gaming in a position of if they win the second, they have to play tie breaks to get top 2. So it's kind of like PSG's like, well, we've made your life a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Now we'll have our fun potentially. Or they could just do what they did here, which is draft quickly, play quickly, and just style on their opponents and just enjoy the day.
It's not. It wasn't just me, right? This was PSG LGD. Definitely, I felt like they wanted to break Team Nigma's record.
Yeah, that's what they were looking for. They styled on Vici Gaming, and I don't know what's up with Vici. That's one day they look like the strongest team, like the possible winner of the whole tournament, and the next day they're 15 minutes in, GGing out in the Nigma game, 16 minutes in, and here, what minute was it? Well, a little bit later, but still.
I mean, they could have called it sooner after the mid lane. I feel like if this is NASA server, somebody's running straight down mid as soon as you see those 2 deaths. If this is SEA, he's getting the shit flamed out of him, dying twice. They're not going to feed an SEA. They're a little bit better behaved than the NA players, but they're getting flamed. Right? This is only because this is competitive. It's acceptable. It's like Lacoste said. It looks like a pub. You don't see this.
You don't see this, and this is also, I think, the fastest game 2 start.
Have the numerical advantage.
Our pillow is bigger than yours.
You're literally so.
Alright, Owen, can you guys please keep it down over there? Owen, what do you think is going to get picked up here today in this draft? I think it's going to be a bit of a punch game coming up. I agree with you, mate.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Oh, there's Owen. There he is.
You English-speaking friends, please let me analyze a little bit. It's Nyx Assassin and Mars. Mars I like a lot. It's very strong man, big biceps. I like.
Lion. Like me.
And now Lion as well. Very manly name, Lion. It's king of the animals.
Oh, hey, we got a Warlock.
Oh. Is this PSG LGD speed drafting again?
Yeah.
Is it happening?
They both are, right? More or less.
They're just both teams just getting through it. Honestly, like this is the type of game where we'd love to have an interview. Just like, guys, why were you drafting so quick? Was it because
there is no why?
If yesterday PSG LGD was already going for dinner right after their one series, this time they're already out of the building. I don't know. They have got somewhere to be.
I don't
think they're allowed to be out of the building, but you know,
they're playing from the restaurant. I think right now.
They want to go grab that lunch instantly after. The lunch at the hotel is pretty solid, so.
Can we get the camera? Okay, so they are there. I mean, this could be pre-recorded. This
could be, yeah.
There's nothing that indicates that this is actually happening right now.
Also, if you could just be one person.
Yeah, look at him. Look at
Fade Beyond, you could have read those patch notes earlier, sir.
So this is what Slardar does? Oh, crazy.
Wow.
What is he doing? He's looking through a replay.
Holy shit, Bell does -5 armor at level 1?
Gee, is it Mr. Cross Ember? What?
Remaining.
They actually ban out Life Stealer on the side of PSG LGD, even though Mars is picked up against them and they have Nyx. I feel like it could have been a decent pick for themselves, but okay, they don't want to play against it, they ban it.
He has a little stress ball, I like it.
So the Willow is still available for Vici, which I know this is like, I mean, this is their favorite hero in general. I mean, even without the Mars, they like this Willow.
VG Gaming's
I would
to ban.
Oh, okay, banning out the Phoenix instead.
This looks like Lion plus ET for Vici Gaming. It's not banned out. It's probably the 2 heroes that they play the most on support roles in the season. That is, I'm not sure that as good here. maybe they can go with something different. Some Paul versus Nyx is also pretty solid versus Warlock too.
Normally, walking lane, you want some type of
10
cleanse,
seconds
or in the game, sorry, you want some type of cleanse, but when you
cleanse,
yeah, the Kyle,
I heard the
purge. Okay, all right, hold up.
cleanse.
Sorry.
Wait, what
sorry.
does Purge have to do with this?
What is okay? We're gonna do a weatherman on how bad cleansing is. All right, no. Yes, there is some need for some purge, some dispel, some way of getting rid of the fatal bonds. The team traditionally likes some heroes, but they go for fight instead.
Good hero too. Previous game, we have Vici Gaming in the second ban phase banning out the axe. We've seen Ame's axe a couple times. Very good. Still an option here together with the Warlock, or would you rather see something different? Also, is this a game where you feel like Nothing to Say's hero is going to be saved for last?
It's most likely going to be the fourth pick in the draft for PSG, because that's going to be closing out the second phase. You cover it with 2 bans. Right now for PSG, they're trying to decide kind of what offlaner they'd like most likely. Or the sacrificial Ame hero. Yeah, like DK or Doom, yeah.
When you're thinking about Nothing to Say, it's Magnus, Death Prophet, something that we haven't seen that many times from them here, but they love it.
Lena's still in the pool.
Still in the pool.
If they pick a DK, I think Lena.
You're playing versus a Mars, but still, Lena is pretty
it's
solid.
tough, but that's why if they pick some sort of like front line and some heroes to actually take
Is there though? Like Void has been banned, Mars has been taken away from you. Is there something that works as well as those two? I don't think so. Those two are like the E-bosses. Maybe Axe. But it's not as good though. You have Golem from Warlock.
These are really squishy supports. You can definitely pick something to abuse that.
And that's what Warlock will thrive in, right? Warlock loves playing into these squishy supports that don't have a way to kind of keep themselves alive. It's just PSG need to have a couple more heroes to force the fight so that they get hit by the bones, hit by the Golem, and then subsequently die.
What are they discussing? What could they be talking about?
I know what they're discussing.
I don't know what
Tinker?
Axe, Tinker Pudge,
Pudge. Okay.
This is
2 squishy supports. They're gonna feed to you. You can hook out of the Mars arena. You can eat somebody out of the Mars arena.
You can eat someone from the AO.
Exactly. This is gonna be a Pudge character.
You can eat Magnus after he RPs as well, so he doesn't kill enemies.
That's such a good combo,
right?
It's so strong.
Don't you love when someone initiates and then you just eat him?
You eat them, yeah. It's
Does
really
it ever happen to you that you eat the wrong target, not on purpose? You just eat the wrong target.
No, for me, no.
Yeah, with the shard, really?
No. I don't buy the shard because it's defensive. So.
You're not a defensive kind of.
No, just full aggression.
I know. I see that in your eyes. I understand.
I appreciate that. I do.
Mag has been played mostly by Nothing to Say in the middle lane.
The one game that they played it on carry, it completely sucked. I hated it. They lost with it. I just wish when you have someone like Nothing to Say on your team, I want to see him playing it because he just owns Magnus.
Phantom Lancer.
And he will be the one.
This is all very stable.
Yeah.
Why would they send out a tweet saying, hey, which one of these crazy heroes you wanted to pick, and
it's
then
the
go...
same thing that happened in European DPC. Remember when the teams would like...
Very disappointing, but there's a difference in fan base, mostly. There's a massive fan base from PSG. They're going to be very sad.
And wasn't there a Singapore major team that tweeted out IO and then never picked it because they actually couldn't play it?
That was done the Predator.
Yeah.
I think it might be a debate, although it didn't seem to work with the bans at all. So
it's as if the hero's like, oh, should we pick, the Ursa, the PL, or the TB, But
I don't like the PL though. This hero overall hasn't done way too much in the major. Maybe they'll find a different way of playing it. Most of the time, when I've seen PL, the Aetherlance and Shard, and then later on, Octarine.
I do think the mana burn works really well though against the Mars plus the DK. It's two strength guys that have really low mana pools but need to use their mana. So you just based on these heroes having no mana, you don't even need to kill them. Just drain their mana. I get that. I agree with you. I think the hero. I think the hero's just way weaker.
And you have Breathe Fire against you as well. You have Lion level 25. Kappa. We're gonna get there.
Even though Vici Gaming has last pick, I still think that Juggernaut, for example, would be really good. I remember during European DPC, Jug PL matchups were pretty decent for Jug. You go for the charge, you have like a Mjolnir, just kind of spin him down, and they kind of need a little bit more, pace within their carry to get them out of the game. Like Vichy Gaming is looking to play before the PL comes online, because PL, there is no answer right now. You know, they picked it fourth after seeing all of Vichy Gaming's heroes.
What about Yo Troll again?
It can only get better.
Yo.
That did not look that.
Yeah.
That was tough.
pretty bad.
That was
that's yeah. So give him a chance.
You know what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say Leshrac, but the Nyx kind of blocks that. But I'm thinking like, you know, why not go with something that's more of a mid-game kind of carry? I like DK, Mars. Like I feel like these 4 heroes that Vici
So
have.
just play the tempo.
Yeah, play tempo.
Shiver, what do you think about that? Like, what tempo hero? She literally flew under the radar this whole panel.
Dude, if you guys are talking about the draft, I'm not going to interrupt you.
Please.
Nobody wants to listen to me
Take
predict
over.
picks.
Take over.
I will tell you what he has played that is still in the pool. Let's see. We still have in the pool Wraith King. Terrorblade? No. Terrorblade bad, sure.
Wraith King with Radiance AC could.
Medusa, but Medusa's been figured out, I feel. Morphling, that's it. And Jugger. He's not really had a very wide hero pool. And Troll, of course, as well.
Jug is honestly probably the best one, just because you have the heal versus all the Warlock damage over time.
No.
It's a hero that can own Nyx in lane. He can't carapace your spin, and then you have the Aghanim Shard PL clear that Gov was talking about.
With the DK as well.
Thanks, Jenks.
I got you.
What do we want to see from PSG LGD, though? Is there still a chance for something crazy for Faith Beyond, assuming it is, and nothing to say Magnus? And then Ame PL?
Gaming's turn to
then we are going to see Faith Beyond Leshrac.
Ooh.
Leshrac coming out from them still.
Okay.
The offlane Lesh, yeah. I like the fact that PSG is one of the few teams that is still running like melee 4 with a ranged offlane. So many, you know, people just go, oh, it's by Vanguard, let's be tanky.
For them, Faith Beyond really thrives on these heroes.
Yeah.
In the Singapore Major and Season 1,
Oh, there you go.
it was the Prophet and the Viper. Now it's a little bit of Flash. Also Viper banned out. Yo Juggernaut.
I just hope I
Love
get
his
like
set!
DJ did.
Oh, you guys can't see it at home.
Carry, so just saying.
What is that set? You'll see it soon. Don't worry, you'll know exactly what I mean. Looks cool. Very.
Oh, on Jug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
I like the Dragon Knights one as well. It's badass.
We can't talk about sets too much because they don't see it at home.
I actually think the Lesh matchup versus Jug is good for Lesh. It's one of those ones where people you think, oh, you know, magic damage, Jug just spins, but you kill him really easily with the edict. You just go physical, yeah, you just go 2-4-0, and then with the ult you run him down, and if he spins, you just run him down with the edict. Like he can't turn an Omni. You got one armor item, he can't kill you with the full Omni. You can just mow him down and keep your distance.
It's another one of those games where I think Leshrac, if he goes for like a quick shroud into like 4 shields, he's going to be an absolute menace in this game, tanking up, like, because Vichy Gaming's kill threat is basically, they kill one hero and that's it, like A blast plus a stun, that's the kill threat. If that's not online, they might struggle to cleanly kill someone, and that's where PL 20 minutes plus will thrive, and yeah, it's a lot of emphasis on Faith Beyond just kind of being a nuisance like he has been so far.
I don't like the PL, but I'll still go with PSG LGD. They just look much better and on much better form at the moment. I dislike the PL pick though.
Is it gonna be as fast as game 1? Especially the first 10 minutes. We're gonna not wait for their answer. We're gonna find out if it's gonna be a fight. The commentary team is ready. Let's head over to Lacoste and Gareth.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, here we are, game 2, Lacoste. I mean, Vichy Gaming again with a solid-looking draft. Do you think it's going to be enough against that speed at which LGD have been playing?
Didn't see too much of a Phantom Lancer, but every single time I see him, there is a lot of counters to PL. This is not the last pick Phantom Lancer, so they have some answers. They have this Juggernaut that builds into either Maelstrom or Battle Fury. Not a big fan of Battle Fury, but they have a Dragon Knight with the splash as well on top of it, so should be okay. Looking at PSG LGD, nothing to say on his signature hero, Magnus mid. He has like, I believe, around 80% win rate on the hero. Last time I checked, pretty insane.
Not really the same kind of TA Ember matchup that we saw where he got a couple of solo kills on Ori's Ember. We shouldn't see that kind of scenario again.
We should
you
not
never
see
know.
that even in the previous game, but hell yeah, it happened. Nothing to say. Using skewer.
Is there a reason for that? Skewering trees, deforesting the area. LGD holding that Radiant, triangle.
Faith Beyond really loves to spray Arteezy on the cliffs.
Oh, is that why they're here? The strat. Put Arteezy on the cliff top. Get your morale boosted up just by putting out some sprays. And they stay under their high ground vision. Well, a very good adaptation from Vici moving onto that left side of the map. Get themselves a couple of bounty runes so they don't lose out anything before the creep wave spawns up. PYW with Poyo, Lion, Juggernaut.
That high ground ward that they placed will be the ward that maybe there's something that I'm not aware of. Why he skewered there. There was no heroes around, so that means that they had no vision. But maybe it's one of those little tricks.
Oh!
Skewer back.
Into tower. Taking a lot of damage and forced away to the right side of that lane. And Ori, he's going to have to battle his way back to just try and hit some creeps. He can't do it. How many denies do we get here then for nothing to say? Good stun with the Dragon Tail, deny for Ori. And so far, DK02 against Magnus's just 1 CS. Good courier snipe top though coming through. Tango's down and Jinkyu
going in for
the double, but the Earth Spike catches out the next assassin. A good spin there, back through the stun and Jinkyu. That's your first blood. Poyo picks it up.
Debated by the courier. Did they get the second one as well?
They did.
They did.
Poyo.
So that's 50 gold times 5, 250, and they got the 290 for the first blood plus the experience. So really not worth it.
No faith behind needs a salve. Healed up by Jinkyu. That mid lane again. I mean, nothing to say. Just keeps finding these skewers back under tower. Shockwaves are something that a lot of players have kind of figured out the combo there. Seeing it a fair amount in the off lane in particular with that Magnus Lina dual lane we've seen.
When you think pro players can get any better, then you see the combo that you mentioned, Shockwave into skewers. We see Mars getting better and using the spears just to pull people back from it. Beautiful stuff coming up from these professional e-gamers.
Yeah, absolutely is. I mean, speaking of the Mars here, you know, looking very good with this Ice Blast. You've got the combos there to be able to set up once you hit your level 6s. Laning stage-wise, how's it going for Old 11 and DY?
Mars having a okay time for CS compared to that. Not really okay, but a lot of harassment from Warlock. Warlocks, they usually start with Fatal Bonds level 1, secure the first creep wave for their carries, and this is pretty much the same thing always for Phantom Lancer. They start with a stick to have the mana spam, and then get Band of Elven Skin. Was it called Boots of Elven Skin before?
Oh, jeez.
Back in the Dota 1 days, maybe, at the start of Dota 2, I don't know why. And then they get Gloves of Haste, turn that into Power Tread. So Dragon Knight on the mid lane should be fine, even with the skewers back, 2 points in Dragon Blood. This is a new type of build on Dragon Knight, where Dragon Tail actually deals damage, 70 mana, 70 damage, 2.5 second duration stun. So instead of getting that Breathe Fire, I've seen even like 1-4-4 build on Dragon Knights.
And just maxing it out. And you can even use it to secure range creeps or whatever you want to in that lane. Nothing to say, going to clear that small camp while these Fatal Bombs bottom lane really are a nuisance. Mars and this Ancient Apparition just taking Fatal Bonds and Lances to the back of the heads consistently. I see there, Magnus clearing through small camp as he does, but a good stun top. Impale back from PYW, allows Poyo to get away from Jinkyu. And so far, across the board here, 3 Radiant Cores all farming very comfortably. While the Cold Feet snaps bottom, Old 11 can't really do anything else.
Panel talked about how this is a good matchup for Lesh against the Juggernaut, which I agree with. I would prefer if he doesn't have a point in Lightning Storm, especially against Jug. 2-4-0 build is kind of what I want to see.
Yeah.
Juggernaut uses spin. Edict, he dies. He cannot trade with you.
So what's the Lightning Storm for? Is that just to kind of slow people?
The range creep may be set up for Nyx Assassin's stun, because he needs to be close. He doesn't have boots of speed yet, just a casual Windlace.
Oh, a good pick off onto that Y Warlock. He was running pretty low on resources, so not a big deal for him. Could even consider the bottle refill if he needs to get back into that mid lane, but yeah, they've got water runes in that mid lane. They're all pretty self-sustaining, so he just gets back down to the bottom. Poyo, CS-wise, 20 and 4. Chain pulling out from PYW, trying to make sure this lane is a bit closer to the tower so those chain stuns don't come from the Nyx and the Leshrac too much.
Whenever I talk about VG Gaming support, somehow I feel I'll say DYW for some reason. It's just a combination of the two players.
DYW? What is DY up to? He's stacking Ancients. Who's going to be clearing these? DK? I guess the Juggernaut can a bit later on, but needs some items to do so. And he misses out on that Ancient camp as well.
Maybe better. Sometimes, if you don't have the heroes to kill the stacks with, Mars can help out with the God's Rebuke. Juggernaut has some damage, but doesn't have that steroid, doesn't have the Empower. Especially against Mag, Leshrac, you need to be careful what you're stacking. We've seen so many times teams invading the enemy triangle and stealing the stack.
Okay, he's actually skewered back to his tower. Stunning Cold Feet though, trapping Nothing to Say there, and even though he's potentially on that tower and tanky, they've got 3 heroes surrounding him.
Very fancy interaction there with Impale and Skewer.
And floating in the air and sliding across the map, yeah.
A little bunny hop.
Jumping around. Someone fed him a cookie, but there's no grammar in this game.
What is this voice line? Steady pump pee-pee? I kind of like it.
Team SMG, straight out of Southeast Asia. Ori, DYW, they find Jin-Q. 6-minute mark hits, Illusion Rune spawn bottom. They safeguard both runes there. Looks like DY gonna have to grab it, so Nothing to Say, can't refill his own bottle. Continues to play under that dire vision while Walker's left that bottom lane. That leaves Old 11 now in a pretty free spot here. It's bully the Phantom Lancer and get tons of farm for himself. Like 14 denies on Old 11, he's playing out of his mind.
Something that Old 11 does pretty much always whenever he plays Mars is buy that Ring of Health to have the sustain in the lane.
All the stuns. Poyo Fairy Fires and spins. Edict still going there with that physical damage with the right click from Jin-Q. Finds the kill on Jug while in comes Lion. They'll just stun
Another stun available.
They've got the turnaround on him, you're right. Oh, wow. Lion wanted to chip away at Faith Pian, but instead gives a double to Jin-Q.
I am Lion, but this was pretty bad. It really wasn't great. And they already used the Glyph. Didn't deal any damage to the mid tower.
Get me out of here.
Phantom Lancer, he needs level 6 before going back to jungle. Just wants to be able to collect some XP. Good thing is he has a Warlock with him, so can provide some sustain.
Now Poyo looking for revenge. Slices the next assassin, gets rid of the pest in his lane. That was before the Leshrac could have regened and returned to that top lane himself. There's a Tranquil Boots Lesh there. Something that I haven't seen too much.
Now he's just keeping it for the extra movement speed. We'll turn that possibly into Ether Hood. And Yule Scepter, so the efficiency is there. Like, you can keep this throughout the whole game if you don't get hit while you have Tranquils. Something that Milan on his Earth Spirit does quite well.
Absolutely does. That's a good shout. A good setup by Jin-Q. He knows that this move from VG Gaming is coming. Obs and Sentry going to get dewarded by DY, and a good 2-man stun there, and an RP catching Lion under the tower. Nothing to Say. Hexed up, but gets the finish. Tower down is enough, and now VG Gaming kind of stuck in this spot. Y and Jin-Q have that help of the Magnus to skewer forward. Another shockwave drags him back for a double kill.
Under attack.
Great execution. He just gets solo RP. Doesn't matter too much. In the start, if you get the solo RPs on the target, you get a kill. And now in the mid lane, that Edict level 3 with a lot of pressure on tier 1 tower mid.
It sure is. Nyx has come in here trying to force Ori away, so it keeps Faith Pian safe, pushing that tower, taking it down to about half already.
Cute little play there. Drops his Tranquils when he was about to get hit, and already he has it available again. A lot of efficiency, something that IG was very good during the Singapore Major, giving heroes Ocean Heart when they're just running inside the river, keeping the book in case someone needs it. I believe there was one game where they had 3 books available. Books slash stones.
So the little micro plays.
Yes.
That do make a difference. Why? Scouting out some stacks. 2 supports surround him though, and it looks like Ori wants to come in and clear that one up, getting himself a kill for the Dragon Knight. Protect their stacks and make sure it's not stolen out, like you were saying, that Magnus with the RP, the Fatal Bonds, even the Leshrac to a large extent. So good at moving into the enemy jungle and taking the resources which have been built up for them.
Are fortified.
And a good spread of the map here from VG Gaming, honestly. Poyo's farming top there. They've got a bit of aggression mid from Ori. Faith Pian going to run back towards that tier 1 tower though. At some point, you've got to bring numbers to defend this. LG have everybody grouped up mid, looking for the push.
And there's the numbers. This is what they need. Mars
cancels.
The TP actually cancels because they were going back. Next assassin, 3 fluffy hats. Okay. Like usually there's a meme that they need to buy like 6 boots because they have 6 legs.
How many heads has he got? Oh, he's got to catch onto that Mars. Shockwave in, but nothing to say. Not wanting to commit. A little bit spooky there for LGD.
Super tanky. But next assassin has a Ferris trinket, which also gives him an extra 100 HP.
That's a dire sentry, dire observer ward. Giving a bit across onto that Warlock. Isolated behind his own tier 1 tower. So this should lead to that first objective really being claimed here by Vici Gaming. Tower down thanks to the catapult and TP back across the map. They've got to be fast though. They've got to stop LGD in their tracks from building up this lead because Arme Phantom Lancer with Empower is going to be an incredible force.
Immediate TPs to the top lane, wants to be able to finish off that Diffusal Blade. They can still take this fight 4 versus 5 because Warlock is level 6. Fluffy Hats are not going to save him here. Multiple Fluffy Hats is, at least in pub, is what was Shadow Amulet before.
Oh, is it really?
And it really is.
That meme item you just built a ton of.
You get 4 or 5, you know that's pretty much the Shadow Amulet. They're done.
Dire's middle tower.
So yeah, Warlock you mentioned hits level 6, 3-2-0-1 build, so he's definitely going for this one big fight hit.
I love the build when you put more points in the Fatal Bonds, especially with Lashrak, a lot of shared damage.
It's caught though. Arena Spear and the finger there for PYW. LGD, it felt like they were the ones that were out on the map finding these first moves, but it's been a really good, tight group up. Vici Gaming plays small map together, take these clear-cut fights and objectives, and not really wasting too much time and spreading out back into the lanes and keeping the pressure on LGD as that slight net worth lead is building up for Vici.
Because they didn't take a single fight for the last 2 minutes when Golem was available. I believe PSG LGD will wait until there is Diffusal Blade done on Phantom Lancer. Magnus, Blink Dagger already done, going into Echo Saber, pretty standard stuff, but nothing to say plays Magnus. Lashrak, however, I believe that's Hood that he's building. No point to get Guardian Greaves this game. You're playing it into Ancient Apparition, something that offlane Lashraks love to build. So Hood, more tanky.
I'll take that.
Yeah, go Hood, Mules. Think about the Eternal Shroud. I think that the T-Governor was talking about.
Is under attack.
Maybe even scale into that more carry-oriented Lash with the Kaya Sands, the Bloodstone, things along those lines. See what direction he goes though, because LGD right now moving. With Jinkyu leading the charge, Vendetta Smoke gonna pop that smoke of DY. They get the dust on him, but the engine after. That was short clip cancel on the RP. That was a 3-man lined up, but they've still got the goal and dropped in on top of them. Ori, he's trying to escape from this. The spear through to Magnus, old 11. Trying to claim the life with nothing to say, but the Ice Blast there he does. Faith Beyond now being Omni Slash. Vici Gaming, beautiful strike back onto LGD. And they've got a 4th one, a 3rd one, sorry, it's Nick Assassin caught with the stuns. Demolished by the God's Rebuke.
So unfortunate for LGD. If he gets that RP off on 3 people, they would follow it up with the Rock, with the Lashrak coming on from the left side of the map, and it would be an easy fight, but unfortunately did not get it, so that means 3 big kills. We talked about the itemization. This time around, Juggernaut going into Battle Fury. It's an item that in certain situations it's good, as we talked about in the previous game, very good against the Phantom Lancer. You do not want to buy a Maelstrom. He gets the Hood possibly on Phantom Lancer and you still don't deal well with it. It only jumps 4 times or more illusions than 4, so it makes a lot of sense.
And you always have that fear that an empowered carry is going to be outscaling you and out-farming you.
Something to notice that carry started to do with the implementation of the stats. Juggernaut, we're going back to, what was that era? You know, when he won 1 build and then the stats.
It's like 2012-13, right? Where we had Anti-Mage and Juggernaut going 1-1-1 stat build.
It was Map of Madness. I believe it was 7.7, 7.8 with the Troll Sniper.
The catch. Old 11 again. These aggressive steps forward, finds the Lashrak, and that's the combo we've been waiting for, the Arena Ice Blast. So easily capable of taking down core heroes with just a pairing. And LGD, they're being set up on here. PYW looking to spring that trap, but they don't get too over-eager on the tier 2.
Look at Juggernaut's stats. Plus 18, he gets the stats talent, some from the Magic Wand, some from the Arvin with 3. Still doesn't feel too tanky considering the old things that he got. 1400 HP seems pretty low.
Yeah, it's going to build up with that Sanjin Yasha though. Status resistance going to help him out tremendously against the RP. The Nick stuns.
Tower is under attack.
LGD just looking to make a base camp up in that top side of the map. That jungle double warded up by Y. Looking to catch out any smoke moves that Vici Gaming make, because that's the primary way Vici want to play right now. Make sure that they can get out on the map, find these arena ice blasts, keep the Juggernaut farming safely. It's almost a race against time here. Juggernaut DK up against this Magnus Phantom Lancer.
They will have tools to deal with PL and the illusions. The Dragon Knight level 2 ulti is up, so there is splash damage. There is Battle Fury done on Juggernaut, as you already mentioned. I want to see a big fight. I want to see a smoke from PSG LGD, get this usage of the rock once again. Fatal Bounce maxed out. Echo Saber done on Magnus, so another good item. I don't think they cannot wait for Phantom Lancer to get his second item. It takes a bit more time.
Radiant.
Yeah, go with what you've got. You've built up some nice key timings here. Probably go time for them in a matter of seconds. And Vici Gaming is very patiently playing 3 lanes basically, farming out very efficiently. Dragon Knight nearly stepping toe-to-toe with Wise Warlock, who's been sat up here for a good 2-3 minutes. And both teams really not too eager to make any rash decisions. Bide their time and wait for their carries to give them the green flag. It does feel a bit awkward though for Vici Gaming having to always come back and defend this top lane though. That's something LGD are doing very well. Compare it to the bottom lane, which is pretty much always at the bottom right-hand corner, the elbow of the map. Whereas LGD here with Edict on the tier 2, hiding in the trees. Lashrak taking that tower down. And Vici get out those wards again. The double coverage spots them out. Ice Blast coming in with a blink stun from Ori. They catch Faith Pian. They will turn around onto DY. Ancient Apparition spotted out by Jinkyu and Arme. Illusion there. Really starting to irritate old Levin and Ori as well.
Dragon Knight plus Mars, they're very tanky, so PSG LGD does not want to initiate on them early on. Juggernaut will become more tanky once he finishes that SNY. Stun durations are not going to be as long.
Oh, they walked into that. Smoking straight into the PL. Dragon Knight loses the majority of his mana pool.
He still deals damage. Like, Dragon Knight's one of those heroes that doesn't care too much about his mana pool.
Do they want to fight this? They will catch the Warlock. Dragon Tail, Contribute, Chin Stunner. Why? No answer from LGD there, even with, Goblin with RP ready. They want to be fighting as a 5-man unit, and without Faith Pian, they don't feel like they've got the damage, and he's shown himself on that mid lane. Finger of Death and the slices from Boyo. Down you go.
Boyo, what a bro. Uses Omnislash just so that Lion gets that finger stack.
Radiant's
kills them
middle
off quick
tower
enough.
is under attack.
2 core kills. Quick succession there from Vici Gaming, both on the Lashrak. Shutting down his game, basically. 6k net worth. He's a good 2,000 behind the Mars at this point. He's only going to feel squishier as the game progresses.
The next set of items for Vici Gaming, Blink Dagger on Mars, Dragon Knight with a BKB, and you will have a SNY done on Jug, so they can start getting some more pressure on the map. Right now they did a very good job at just being able to split the fight, not take the full 5-on-5 engagement. They get a pick off and feels like the game's done. Without Lashrak, they don't have enough damage.
Under attack.
Yeah, and then keeping Juggernaut in that bot lane, he's top of the net worth right now against an empowered Phantom Lancer, against this Magnus, who should be farming incredibly quickly.
Dire's middle
I think the macro play here from Vici has been absolutely spot on. Making sure that now LGD don't let them have the ancient camp, and also potentially going on to Ori with the RP. Phantom Lancer doesn't have any mana to burn. The Ice Blast flying in. Ori incredibly tanky. They need to drop the golem on him as old Levin arrives now. Ori will die, but Poyo going through, healing more sniped down. Mars Arena catching out the Nyx with a spear. Y about to get critted down by Poyo, and there's the stun, finishing him off at long last. They do lose that DK BK first, and now the next assassin traded out as DY. There's Phantom Lancer, no real way to deal with him, and the illusions, Poyo, chased down by Arme. They missed the stun though. Why with the golem running forward, and with nothing to say there, great shockwave, skewer forward and catch out that Juggernaut. Old 11's trapped down on the low ground now, and he's stunned up. LGD find a 5-man, they've killed everybody.
PSG LGD, they used the strength of a Phantom Lancer in that fight, going in and out multiple times, just being able to burn all of their mana, because Juggernaut used that Omni Slash on a mid lane, didn't have it for a fight, and this is the big damage that they need.
When Juggernaut's on the back foot, like, he just can't handle that PL. Now they've got a Solar Crest for him as well. And all of that net worth in your Juggernaut felt like it was close to meaningless in that fight.
It took them quite a lot of time to kill Dragon Knight.
He didn't have any mana to burn.
He didn't have any mana. Pop the magic one in the end, and you can feel how much more damage PL does once the hero has mana. BKB done now on him, plus a level 15 as well on top of it. Didn't go for the talent. I love the Dragon Tail stun talent, because if you're playing for the really late game, if you manage to get that level 25, it's insanely good.
That AoE Dragon Tail. It's nuts. And PYW, they were looking for Ice Blast jump there.
A tie
Lion.
to the impurities.
Yeah, has the blink. He needs to get away.
Lion, after getting the Blink Dagger, trying to build a shard, multiple mana drain, which is great against some of the heroes, and also you can deal well with the PL illusions. Nothing to say, getting jumped on plus a hex.
Can they kill him off here? They've got an ancient apparition coming in too. Faith Beyond, he can't save his buddy. Nothing to say. Skewered up to that high ground, thinking he'd have a free bounty rune, some free jungle camps to farm, but Ori was ready and waiting for him. And now VG Gaming transfer it towards the tier 1. They're looking for any stragglers. Assassin is still on that top tree line though. Tier 1 tower, gonna drop regardless. Don't need to creep wave to kill it off when you've got dragon.
Is under attack.
Eugene Q, yeah.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
PL going for Manta style this game. Instead of S and Y, there are things that you can dispel. Breathe Fire is okay. You still have one form of dispelling with Doppelganger. You're playing into Lion, so I would prefer if you get status resistance.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Maybe he's worried about being isolated in Omni Slash. You know, after Doppelganger, maybe they clear the illusions. He wants something a little more to try and get away from the jug.
Illusion!
More illusions are good. Faith Beyond back into that BKB. The itemization that we really expected and we wanted from him.
Double damage!
And VG Gaming ready themselves for Roshan. High ground ward, DD rune for DK. Mid lane dealt with. For the most part, anyway. PL illusions, of course, always going to be a perpetual nuisance.
Yeah, and it's going to become tougher and tougher for supports to deal with it. Shard done. That means it bounces one more time, and then illusions, Spirit Illusion, deals 60% of the damage.
That bouncing lance. Faith Beyond, Yule's up old 11. Can he move fast enough with the phase boots and the Yules? He wants to catch this Lushrak. He's diving tier 2. LGD knows this is happening. They're just letting Faith Beyond stranded down here. Not going to come and help him. Bringing TPs now, but he looks pretty dead to me. Poyo and old 11. Some real aggressive moves there. Down to that bottom lane. Well, Arme, Jin Q. Can't move forward. Just wait it out. Buy BKBs. Get to that additional timing, like 25 minutes in. They'll feel much better about themselves.
They managed to get some more farm on the map. Nothing to say playing the top part, getting closer to his BKB. I believe it's flying on the courier. Yes, it is. So you need to care pretty much about the Omni Slash and Ancient Apparition ulti. Other things, not so much. And Dragon Knight, he's even itemizing to deal with PL even more. Has splash damage going into Maelstrom.
He's also got Jin Q here, PYW making the jump. Takes down the next. LGD, several times now it feels like they're putting these heroes. Yeah, there's 4 stacks of finger kills there. Pretty huge for PYW with an Aghanim shard to his name. Do you think LGD, is it sloppiness or is it them just trying to extend the game as long as possible? Because there's lots of heroes out on the map forcing Vici Gaming to make plays on their side of the river.
Vici Gaming, they just have a better late game with 3 scaling cores, and Mars is even itemizing, skipping the Blink Dagger, going into Satanic to be able to deal with the PL or God's Rebuke. Will give him back a lot of HP. It's also a Dispel mechanic against the Fatal Bonds. Not too bad.
It's going to be massive. Massive Mars. LGD feeling that. Smoking up towards the Roche pit. Dire vision, of course, as we've seen it is there, and I think White can try and get rid of some of it. DY and PYW, 2 supports out in the open. Courier on the high ground. I'll see the sentry. Hello, Courier down. Old 11 can't jump towards them, but the Ice Vortex slows them down.
Lion, killing 3 illusions and also becoming spell immune, which will save him against possibly Nyx Assassin, getting his mana burned. Great shard.
And there's the counter D-ward by Vici. Roshan completely untouched. It's very delicate gameplay from both sides.
If Lion gets to level 20, I want to see which talent he's going to go for. Mana Drain restores allies is not bad against Nyx Assassin and PL. I don't mean, you know, they have more mana, so they deal more damage, but if the fight is like over, if you kill one of those heroes, then you can replenish their mana possibly, and you're also spell immune while doing it to allies.
Oh, nice. Feels like another save for yourself. Arcane Rune up at top.
Just what I've been.
That's good. Nice way to grief inside pubs. You're playing against mana burn, means more damage dealt by mana burn.
More damage. Vici, smoke breaks. BYW, the immediate hex up on the Lion Burl, the reset and the RP. They come back onto the core heroes. Jin Q with a turnaround stop, catches out. But Vici Q's dead. Poyo spinning, and all returns with a stun up to face Fiam. Yes, they find the mark. So much more with the Omni Slash. Cancelled out by the Yules. Into the Queen Wave will jump. Poyo now trapped behind the tier 2. But Phantom Lancer is struggling to stick on targets.
And now it's time for PL to shine. He needs to burn the mana.
He gets on them now. Ori down. White comes out with a double kill, and Poyo's spin has ended. Skewer forward, nothing to say. Gets a shockwave back. DY down again.
They can go inside a pit. This is the first Roche 27 minutes in. Usually we see an earlier Roche kill because there's a lot of Templar Assassins, a lot of Ursas in the game. Both of these lineups are really not that great at it. Great rock from White to split up the fight, and then nice RP. Oh, I believe it was on 3 heroes.
He caught out a couple of cores there, but I was getting worried, man. That Phantom Lancer losing pretty much his entire team. Has the Warlock to back him up and starts to get on top of these heroes.
It's just super annoying to play against BL, who's sitting in the back with the shard. Etherlens has that cast range, so what they want to do is try to prolong the fight. Yeah. Keep them busy during the BKB. They have BKB piercing abilities, rock, RP, and then go in again with the PL. Now he's holding Aegis, going into Scotty next. I'm fine with Etherlens. I'm not a big fan of upgrading it to Octarine core straight away. I would still prefer if that's like either Scotty or maybe even one more damage item like a Butterfly. Scotty's completely fine, being able to reduce the healing that comes out from the Juggernaut's healing ward. You have Dragon Knight as well on top of it. Mars will have Satanic. Nope, changing his mind. It's just a casual Reaver for now.
Oh, he's going Overwhelming Blink.
Overwhelming Blink.
So wanting that jump factor. It does really feel like it comes down to Vici Gaming. Well, like you're saying, PSG want to extend the fights, and Vici Gaming want those snappy, quick kills with Finger, Arena, Ice Blast. They need to blow up not just one target, but several. And really, they've got to focus on some of these core heroes too, as we saw Old Levin really getting on top of Lashrak whenever he possibly can.
They also lost the gem, nothing to stay holding it now, so they will be able to get rid of the Sun Vision. Earlier gems, something the Chinese teams love to pick up, to be able to devord, especially if they're ahead, and they're also playing against the Nyx Assassin. Jin Q finding the farm, a lot of farm on the map being found by this Nyx Assassin who does not have a farming tool, has Etherlens done, and also going into Aghanim Scepter, just 400 gold all the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're coming back to what I was asking before about LGD playing very sporadically on the map, very spread out as well, making sure they've got heroes in every lane, pushing waves, scouting out any intel they can spot the Vici Gaming are doing, and also picking up that little bit of farm here and there.
Cast range is going to be insane with Lens and Aghanim. The damage reduction that he gets, I don't know if they can blow him up.
If he's burrowed, yeah, it's going to be difficult. You need to chuck everything at him. And again, you need these ultis to be able to kill off core heroes, not just the supports. Group up again from Vici. Hold some staircases. Wait for LGD to move towards you because they've got this Aegis and you know the pressure will start mounting against your objectives. It looks like the pings started as if LGD wanted to push tier 1 bottom lane. But first they want to claim a bit of land.
Ame will connect with the team right now, just wants to be able to get that Scotty before the next fight. So we'll push out the bottom lane, go to the side shop, buy Scotty, kill tier 1 tower. We can already see why he's positioning behind the tower, plants down a sentry ward and an observer ward.
Oh yeah, keep that vision going. The double walls from LGD throughout this game. Y has been very specific about where he wants to keep that coverage. If you remember back, what, 20 minutes into the game, we had the double wards in the top part of the jungle, and they needed to control Roshan, control the top outpost. And now they're thinking about these tier 2s in the high ground.
I thought that was just a sentry ward. He places them in the exact same spot.
And now it's blast. They're blowing him up, and they've got the pick, or nothing to say. Vici Gaming, they spend 3 ultis there, 4 I guess with a DK as well, popping Dragon Form. And Magnus down for 70.
This ward that Y plays, it's I think same thing what you're doing with techies. I'm not a techies expert where it looks like there's one mine, but there are multiple mines. So say ward at the same exact spot, 3 beyond for
yeah, he's got his BKB as well, and that's done. Catching out a couple, Peel got some serious problems, and they're gone. Y gets it off in time, Yule's up from level 11. Looking to try and get out of here. The golem is down as this static charge from the Dragon Knight, spreading damage out onto Jinkyu as well. He's a tanky next, but he will fall. High ground push, get halted.
Surprised they decided to take that fight without Magnus, not respecting the damage coming up from the Omni Slash and also Ancient Apparition ulti. First, Juggernaut uses the Quick Slash, follows it up with the Omni Golem. Sometimes this ability does not feel strong at all. You drop the Golem and it straight up dies to a couple of right clicks from Jug.
And how much of this is LGD thinking, hey, they need to spend Omni Slash here, and now we've got 100 seconds where everyone's going to be respawned, ready to go again?
Not the best timing. I don't think they can take another fight with Aegis. It will expire in 40 seconds. Maybe if they had extra 30, they would definitely go in and try to force a fight, possibly near the tier 2 tower in the mid lane.
Not an option right now. That's a good hold by Vici. And they spend every ulti killing off the Nyx, killing off the Magnus, sorry, and then into that Nyx, and the rest of them down bottom lane. Limited vision though there, as we see. Just one observer ward placed into that lane spot mid, and nothing to say. Deja vu gets hit in the mid lane again. Ice blasted and gone.
There are no saves whatsoever. They get a good BYW with Lion, has been really on point after picking up the Blink Dagger. Now with Ether Lens, it's going to be even more easier. 4 sticks of Finger, as you mentioned, getting closer to level 18, so might be able to get the 2 fingers in a team fight.
If you can catch a glimpse here of somebody. I'm going to mana drain the illusion first. They do scout out Vici Gaming here. Oh, mate, from the trees, sending illusions out so they know someone's lurking there. It's Jinkyu and Faith Bian for now. A little bit of a spooky position to be in there for Vici Gaming. Even with their ultis up and they make the jump. DK BKBs, the Ice Blast Finger, the combo onto Jinkyu. Nick gone for a minute. No buyback, you're right. So nothing to say, he's got a lot on his plate now. The good Earth Split lands on Ori. In fact, landed the start opening up on the DK. Beautiful from LGD. Demolishes Ori as old 11. Left stranded. The rest of his squad, they bailed. The stuns from Faith Bian connecting, giving double kill here to Ori. Oh, can he get it?
Right. No. He whiffs everything. The skewer range talent actually messes it up. He couldn't blink back. Whew, unfortunate there. That would be a big kill because he used the buyback in that previous fight. Phantom Lancer finds the healing ward straight away in a team fight, sends a couple of illusions to kill it, which needs to be done.
There's still 2 heroes down for a minute though, and with this level 4 edict just, look at it, shreds through your buildings. They don't stand a chance. Structure ceasing to exist here as Faith Bian puts it into 5th gear. And Phantom Lancer doppelganger to high ground. Sends the illusions forward, trying to burn some of the mana into it, a chip damage to the supports. There's no buyback here for DK or the Mars, is there? No, not at all.
And this shard on Leshrac, first I thought it was a hot garbage, and then I saw it in the action. It's one of the best shards. Top 5 shards in the game, no doubt about it. Allows you to just stand inside of it and keep fighting, because eventually it will pop off. Now they get one set of barracks, so they can go back. Need to be a bit more careful with Magnus's positioning. Right now going into AC, used the buyback in the previous fight. I possibly want to see some like Eon disc being made. There's 1 Force staff on Warlock. Nyx Assassin, what is he building?
You gotta get some kind of save.
Any kind of save, because I like what Vici has been doing the last 2 fights. They know the threat of this Nyx Assassin if he manages to get out multiple impels in a fight. So they just blow him up with Ancient Apparition. He is the target.
That's a good point, right? The chain stun you've got, you mentioned the Axe Shard here on Faith Beyond. He gets jumped with the quick BKB. The Golem. They throw things towards Ori. Faith Beyond's being hit with a physical damage. Tracks back onto Leshrac. The self-fuel comes down. The Hexer, no spike, finger of death. Firing the target with White still alive. Tennis through it as Faith Beyond fights back. White dies at long last and Poyo picks up a triple kill. But LGD still ready to fight. Full HP. Here comes the Phantom Lance. It's his game to win. And I don't think LGD are going to let Vici Gaming get anything more out of this. Poyo with a good spin TP and DY's back in Fountain 2.
2 buybacks again, expended by PSG LGD. 1 on Fate Beyond, 1 on Jin Q, and once again, Ancient Apparition just aiming that bug in a fight. Roche will respawn in 50, so they need to outpush the top lane. Bot lane is being pushed. No RPs whatsoever being used in the last 4 or 5 fights. Nyx Assassin only gets 1 set of stun, 1 set of mana burn, and then he dies. So I wouldn't mind seeing...
Love you too. JJ drawing hearts on the map.
Thank you, JJ.
Can you draw a cat? That's my favourite.
I think you're asking too much, Gary.
Yeah, he does a great job as it is. Oh,
here we go.
Something. Is it a boat? Yeah. So, is that calm water?
It's pretty calm.
Smooth sailing. Yeah, you're right. There's RP, the Leshrac. They've got tons of chain stun capabilities pairing up with the Nyx Assassin, but when nothing to say is the one immediately getting jumped, hexed, out of the fight, can't blink RP, can't find the opening. And is it Shadow Blade time for him? Does he have to just play from Fog? So Magnus is having some struggles.
Maybe he has Satanic queued up next, just more HP. It's tough. I think maybe at this point, I mentioned the Eon disc, which doesn't allow you to scale, but we've seen some carriers prioritizing it. Might be the thing. Sitting at 400 gold right now is like, whatever, can't really buy anything. But next Roche, Cheese Aegis +1, I think they should give Mag Aegis to be able to... Because you don't get too much value out of the Cheese. Possible AA ult hits, you get no heal whatsoever. And we see AA ulti once again, hits Roshan, hits Nyx Assassin, immediately burrows out.
Well, let's see everything in that pit. 30 seconds still for your Magnus. So Vici Gaming going to be the ones that can assert dominance on that side of the map.
Octarine 25 on Phantom Lancer. Spirit Lance cooldown goes to 3 seconds. Super annoying. Doppelganger 4.5 seconds. And you have a Scotty plus a full butterfly. Juggernaut also itemized for a Mjolnir, not going for MKB. Mjolnir still gives you that true strike on procs. Something that DK also has.
And that static charge bouncing lightning around everywhere.
Radiant
super good as we get to this point now where BKBs are wearing down, magic damage starts to become a little more potent.
Big upgrade from Maelstrom to Mjolnir, from 4 to 12 targets that it hits, and there's going to be a lot of PL illusions. So possibly 24 bounces coming out from 2 Mjolnirs.
That's a lot of lightning. And nothing to say. This time around, he's not going to go walking down that mid lane. 3 times in a row, he's been caught by the Blink Axe, so being much more passive with his positioning now. But it's Vici Gaming that are in the pit. LGD preparing themselves. Roshan half health already. Can they spot inside? They're pinging it out. Roshan is already dead. The stun from Nyx comes out on the 2 of them. Shard drop, dangerous grabbed up. Poyo now with a couple of lives.
Timeless Relic. This is big. This is the best item you can get on the next assassin. Right now he's holding on to Ceremonial Robe, but he should give it to someone else. And then he has this long duration stun on the Impale. You also lower the status resistance with it. What is Vorlock holding? Trusty Shovel for now. So he should get the Ceremonial Robe, longer duration stuns. If you want, you can do the Mad Gary, but I need to first see. Oh, he's actually holding the Stormcrafter.
On the next.
Interesting.
Oh, well. So who's going to get that? Who's going to get that big tier?
No one has it.
Blue back in base. There's a flicker there being dropped by VG Gaming. I guess Ori's going to be the one there to take that. And there's Minotaur Horn found by the Magnus.
Magnus himself.
I like that everyone here is farming Ancients, making sure you've got that drop rate going. Creep camps being cleared. All the neutral items being picked up there.
He found his own horn and does not want to use it.
Well, see, he's got a leveler, yeah?
I think it's much safer to get that horn. You can actually have both and then swap back leveler when you're attacking the buildings.
Well, they're giving it to Leshrac. It looks like Warlock takes the Timeless Relic as well, so Fatal Bond's more damage.
I would prefer if they swap the items. Maybe Nyx Assassin is thinking, I need a defensive tool, has a Force Staff, Stormcrafter is a Dispel mechanic while he's burrowed. They need to find a way that he doesn't get hit by Ancient Apparition ulti.
Oh, that's got to be one of the keys. Arcane Rune spotted.
Just what I've been waiting for.
Ori yet again going to have that decreased cooldown on the dragon form.
Also, I'm wondering what the interaction is if you use Stormcrafter while you're burrowed. Because it throws you in the air, and when you land, maybe you need to use another burrow.
No, I think you stay burrowed like you're.
Yeah. It's like Yule Scepter, but
maybe he'll try it
I'm
here.
just memeing. Like, let's test it. Jin Q, please, if you're listening, click the button.
He's on the high ground, but he's also underground, forcing himself back down to low ground. And Vendettering up. Age is still in hand for quite some time here on that Juggernaut. Vici Gaming. Gotta be wary. Oh, Poyo. Missing out the stun there, Jin Q. Didn't catch the Jug.
Jug has a shard, something that we didn't mention, so you can have more movement speed during your spin, and also proc stuff with your right clicks during the spin. Who got the second shard? They gave it to Mars. Mars holding a shard on top of the overwhelming blink.
His initiation.
Are scanning.
So,
Dragonite, this is big. I want to see that level 25, the 375 AoE Dragon Tail stun, but only during the form.
Only during the Dragon form with the range. He's not going to go for that Aghanim Scepter or anything like that.
Because it's great. It's great against the PL illusions.
Stuns them all. Oh, Jin Q. Oh.
He went for a different. Actually disappointed. He went for Dragon Blood, HP regen, and armor. I mean, it gives him more sustain against the PL and the illusions, but I would prefer the other one.
That would have been cool. Vici Gaming, though, they set up for the two-match Spear Arena on the lever. Beautiful. Wise cleared through, and Armane's about half HP. Dragonite comes in, they stop up and Ice Blast him down. Nothing to say, gone with a finger. And Armane stuck in the trees. Manta style, Doppelganger ready again. Turn around stun. As Nyx Assassin holds out for his PL. Gaming on the run forward though to the RP. He's got three of them. He just cleaves them in twain. Oh, it's Magnus. Monumental pickoffs there from nothing to say. That could be just the defense of the base. Ori and Poyo still going though. In trouble now. PL, can he do it with that split earth landing? Poyo and the DK in trouble, but the cleaves. The damage being spilled out onto that Phantom Lance forces him back.
That's Aegis. Dragonite decides to jump in, has Satanic, has Cheese, so can get the mana back and the HP if needed.
They still have Omni Slash as well. Juggernaut, is he going to spend it? No, there's a Lotus up there, so he spins and sprints forward instead. Beyond Godlike Jug now, and Phantom Lance are the only hero left standing.
Ahmed needs to be careful. One jump from Lion could potentially just kill him there. He's once, has 7,000 gold, hit that level 26. It was a good buyback from Nothing to Say. He goes in, hides inside the trees on the right side of the tower, lands a 3-man RP. It's a problem because they already used the buybacks in the previous fight, so they did not have it.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, we're running pretty low here for LGD.
And look at that, PYW restoring mana on his Dragon Knight with the shard, level 20 talent, while being magic immune.
There you go, buddy. I've got plenty. Take some of mine. And up to high ground we go. VG Gaming just waiting this entire game out. And you said it, the triple core here, that Mars, Jug and Dragon Knight showing how strong they can be. Still respecting LGD though. They will have 3 heroes alive in a second as Nyx comes back from the grave. Phantom Lancer trying to hunt down the healing ward, but unsuccessful in doing so. They're still very annoying. There's bouncing lamps jumping around and PL Illusions stacking up. Vici not wanting to push it too far forward.
It's a mana drain. Potential problem is you're giving mana to allies and then you don't have it, but you can get it back, and we can see the full potential of it when you're draining 2 or 3 targets. Instantly goes back to full.
Right, we'll push out that mid wave all the way against these super creeps as well. Mid lane Dirax. Gone. And 3 lanes converging in towards LGD's base.
That's almost level 30.
Right, LGD going to be 5 alive here soon, but yeah, level 30 Jug, every green light there lit up for LGD, for Vici Gaming and LGD. We've got one big fight left in us. PL buyback, Warlock buyback, DK, Ancient Apparition all joining the ranks of heroes that can return to the fight.
And also Mars hit level 25 just now. Arena of Blood grants you 180 HP regeneration inside of it. Everyone get in.
What a bounty!
Get over here.
What a movie. I watched the new movie. It was so disappointing. Just kidding, you have to watch. We were talking about the Mortal Kombat movie. It's so bad that it's so good.
It's a cult classic. Well, old Levin after yours, but there's the stun. Or he's in on the PL. The chain disables their Hex and the kill. Oh, they dead. Has to buy back. Nothing to say. Does get the catch on PYW. 100 seconds without a lion. And Boyo is spinning forward. He wants wide. The arena from old Levin just pick off after pick off. You have the Yules on the juggernaut, but yeah, the Mag's in trouble. He's stunned up and caught by the DK. Gone for 100. LGD now 100% reliant on this Phantom Lancer. Illusions are out. Burning Mana doing a bit of chip damage, but Vici Gaming don't seem to care too much.
Everyone is full HP on side of Vici Gaming. The arena keeping them nice and healthy. The healing ward on top of it. Dragon Knight has ton of regen as well. And also keeping the cheese. Still didn't pop it. Arcane Rune bottom. Unfortunately, Ame had to buy back. Now has enough gold to buy a full Bloodthorn, which is going to be a lot of burst damage with the illusions when they get a good jump. There isn't a single, like, a save mechanic in this game, which they would definitely love to have. There is a force tap, doesn't do too much. Why he also brought back the previous fight.
Fabian's coming in, but that swift slash from Boyo so easily demolishes the Warlock. And there's the jump from old 11, the arena, but the missing spear. Thanks to the Stormcrafter. Jinkyu's still dead though, and Fabian's gonna following him into the grave. A buyback from Nyx Assassin. 2 versus 4 at this point, and every lane moving in towards the Radiant base.
This is it. They have one more fight. If they lose this fight, the game just ends. For PSG LGD, they need multiple men, RP, skewer back possibly into tier 4 towers, get up 1 or 2 kills, prolong the team fight, burn the mana. Lion is the target that they need to kill. He's getting very close to Eon Disc, just 500 gold away, so you're not going to be able to even get a good jump on him.
Go on, Golem. Go on, Golem. Get onto that high ground. Ori and PYW will contend with the creep wave. Hexing up the Golem as well. Greaves done on the Ancient Apparition now. 1 minute 20 for the next Roshan. They need that. They are.
My genie in a bottle. What a good old classic.
Great rendition by you as well, Lacoste.
Indeed.
Beautiful voice.
Back to more Dota talk. Overwhelming Blink. What seems to be the underwhelming Blink in the previous patches now feels the strongest one.
Yeah, especially on these incredibly tanky heroes. I mean, he's going to go back into Satanic now. And we do start to see these Eon discs get picked up as the buybacks aren't really available for too many people anymore. And getting the jump and having the numbers advantage seems so important. Early game, LGD did exactly that. They got the pickoffs they needed, convert them into towers. But since 30-odd minutes or so, Vici Gaming have been the ones, especially the Blink Hex from Lion, finding the immediate jump, pick off onto Magnus, onto Warlock.
PYW was all over the place in the mid game, going on the targets, kind of enabling them to get to this point. Juggernaut hit level 30, that means 1 extra seconds on Omni Slash, on top of Omni Slash, coming out from the Aghanim Scepter.
And they go on too. That's a good start for LGD. DY and PYW slowed by the upheaval. The turnaround stun. Poyo also spinning in, but the RP! Nothing to say! He's cleared through 2 already! Arena, they're going to catch out the Wise on the left-hand side is Faith Pian that's taken down. Lashrak gone with no buyback on him. And Roshan alive. Jinkyu burrowed. That Bloodthorn on the Juggernaut. And Poyo
the spell is
out of mana now.
Completely.
Struggling to deal with the PL illusions. I mean, LGD, they can move into the pit here if they want to.
They need it. They definitely need it on Ahmed to be able to get that Aegis brought back in the previous fight. Not going to have it for a while.
Q frontlining. The scans connect from both teams. Red circles on the map. Demon is done. 2 men. Impale in and upheaval slows them. Aegis grabbed by Arme. Cheese, Aghanim Scepter, all the goodies. Straight into the pockets of LGD.
Aghanim Scepter, who picked it up?
Looks like the Warlock's got it now.
Oh yeah.
He's thinking
Double
about.
Maybe I think you give it to Lashrak because he has one queued up, and this is something that we don't see. I always want to see it. This new ability.
The nihilism.
Yep. You cannot attack. It might be great answer to attacks from the Dragon Knight, attacks from the Juggernaut.
And all that extra magic damage from Fatal Bonds, from the Fatal Bonds Pulse Nova combined together. And he's going to leave it in Fountain there for Faith Beyond to grab.
So 30% more magic damage on top of Fatal Bonds, on top of extra 15 spell damage coming up from the Timeless Relic. Maybe this is it, Gary.
This is what they needed. It has been a struggle in this mid to late game for LGD, but they found openings. They've been given another opportunity here by Vici Gaming as it started to feel like it was a foregone conclusion. That net worth lead, you know, is pretty high for Vici, now down to about 16k. And look at that, it was 25 at some point. Big swing back.
Now back to 16. They needed that big RP, and nothing to say delivered. Now with the Shadow Blade that you mentioned is going to be easier for them. Is there a gem? There isn't. They have 2 sentry wards, and that's it. Sorry, my apologies. All 11 holding a gem.
We do have that big difference though, as JJ is pointing out. Triple core buyback ready, and AA with Lion aren't too far away from theirs either. So we could have a fight here.
We might have 10 versus 5, exactly.
That's something LGD have to keep in their mind. Yes, they've got Aegis, they've got Cheese, so it's kind of a 10 versus 7 in some regards. But it's that jump, it's that initiation, and initiation comes from vision that matters so much for both of these teams. I mean, Old Levin's arenas have been spot on. We've seen some good golems and Nick's initiations out of Y and Jin Q.
So Nihilism is online, on top of Shard for Lashrak. It's super annoying. I've seen position 4 Lashrak, I believe it was Jin Q, who built Green Core, and then you can overlap the Split Earth.
Nothing to say. He's got Shadow Blade, man. I knew it was coming, but they still see him with the gem, he BKBs and runs out of the arena.
Good reaction time there. No arena. 450.
No BKB for Magnus, though. And Vici Gaming just going to grab the outpost. Cut out these waves, make sure that mid and bottom lane are pushing in towards Radiant side of the map. Top lane is where LGD have to aim for and angle towards that top set of barracks. Aegis for 2.5 minutes, starting to wear down on this time.
Tower is under attack.
Atlanta has to really have free reign in the battle. He's getting pretty stacked now, this Arme PL. Scardian backpack, 5k gold saved up.
Will be have buyback in next 15 seconds.
Do we see Ags on PL? Something that I think we saw once from Anna, but we don't really see the Aghanim Scepter from Phantom Lancer too much.
You gotta invest gold in something right now, just keeping a buyback. We'll need to farm another like 2.5, 3k gold to have Aghanim Scepter, even more, because you need a synth.
Yeah, maybe a Moonshard is just better.
Buyback cost is 3,000 plus Aghanim's 6,000. You need 9,000 gold. Quick and easy math.
LGD. Oh, good positioning from PYW here. Old 11 also ready to break that smoke. Stay on top of the staircase, hold the ramp, blink away. They knew something was coming. Invis, nothing to say, and Faith Bian walking forward. As Vici Gaming hold that top jungle portion. LGD, bit of a mirror movement here going across to the ancient camps. Triangle belongs to them, and they know that mid lane is just a wave continually pushing up against the beaches of Vici Gaming's base. Phantom Lancer, jump in the Lion. Oh, great finds the stun though in the arena there. The BKBs come out. Nothing to say once the RP, but he can't land it. Well, they're trying to focus down Faith Bian now. Jin Q gets slapped down by Poyo. Drop the gold on the DK. Phantom Lancer in the back line, but Faith Bian at the front just dies. Poyo comes out with a double. His Beyond Godlike streak just never ending. PYW has the Eon Disc. And Phantom Lancer, oh, he's stuck here. Where's his team? He doesn't have one anymore. They're all ditched him. No Magnus, no Warlord, and Arme hexed up and dead.
He has buyback. They managed to reset the buybacks. Unfortunately, Jin Q does not have one. Will be up in 80 seconds, so that's a lot of time that they need to buy. Once again, PYW jumps to the Lion, gets that first jump on the PL. It was 10 seconds until Aegis was about to expire, so could potentially just wait there and kill him instantly, but they still managed to do a great fight. RP, once again, available. They need nothing to say to make some miracle happen.
Yeah, he desperately needs to. This has got to be a Juggernaut plus DK plus 1 RP. They have to get rid of Polio at some point. And Phantom Lancer buying back there. Again, we have a situation where Vici Gaming have 5 buybacks. And right now, LGD only holding 2. High ground pressure. Ice flies over. Scouts out LGD inside their own base. A double catapult wave also here. Very patient, though, from Vici Gaming. Not pressing forward. Worried about what awaits them on that Radiant high ground, which, like you say, is that nothing to say RP. So they'll take Outpost instead.
Dragon Knight has Aghanim Scepter completed in his backpack. Now just bringing the recipe. So there's going to be even more splash damage against the PL. And he's about to hit level 30. I would prefer if he went for that talent early on against the PL and the illusions. You stun everything. You cannot micro PL illusions that good, because they're always going to be like, once they connect on the target, it's easy to just stun them.
They're all clumped up.
Yep, exactly. And the Aghanim Scepter done, on top of 4,000 gold.
Salt Cuirass now for Old 11 as well. And level 30 Juggernaut, all of his talents grabbed up for him. Doppelganger CD there for Arme.
And also Lion getting closer to level 25. If he gets the AoE Hex, you kill all the illusions from PL, you stun them once, let's say with the Dragon Knight, you hex them, they all disappear, you know which one is real. PL, no buyback. I don't see them winning this game unless they land the 3+ man RP.
I mean, he's got Refresher Orb, right? So we do have that potential for some really sick plays out of this Magnus with his maneuverability, with a double RP. Potential is available for LGD, but it's a very tricky one to pull off. It's not easy by any means. We talk about that ease of execution quite often at the end of a draft, but it's progressed throughout this game to a point at which LGD are behind to a point. They need to have the perfect team fights, whereas VG Gaming, so far have been doing a great job splitting the fight. And
here's the opening.
Just casting that spell.
Oh, no, they saw Nix.
They forced him out there, but the arena from Old 11. BKB's up. The Eon does Jin Q. He also got the Minotaur Horde. Slips away from the arena. Faith behind Nihilism. Does come out for a second there, but wide dies. Golden dropped on his death and nothing to say. Found by the Juggernaut. Omni Slash. Gone for over a minute and a half.
That's game. Without Magnus, they don't have anything. And now Big Black Dragon coming in with the slows.
Phantom Lance are the only ones surviving. But now you have no RPs, and the story of this past 50 minutes has been nothing to say, has to land huge RPs just to keep LGD in it.
I believe that's it, Gary. They just don't have enough. 70 seconds, Magnus lacks 800 gold.
VG don't know that though, do they?
They do not know, yes.
And the
But it doesn't help them in any way.
Radiant structure.
Still going to close in on his high ground. Get on the tier 3. Some structural damage finds into the Radiant base. Nyx Assassin, he is a nuisance, but there is the jump.
Good job.
PYW, all 11, the Ice Blast flying in. But a turnaround from the PL and Faith Beyond's Leshrac stunning up the Mars. VG Gaming have to back him up. Healing Ward keeps him topped up, and Poyo, this spinner, the stuns just keep landing on them. They've got the cheese. They've got the cheese. Gobble it up. Old 11 back in fighting shape again.
This is never-ending stun from Leshrac plus the Nyx Assassin. Look at this, huge range.
But they catch him again. The Carapace does stun at them. Damn it, Poyo, he opens up with Ori. Shinkyu will fall. Down goes your Nyx, and your base defense no longer valid. PSG LGD will lose their Leshrac here potentially, and I'll get 4 staff back by Y.
Ame constantly being annoying with his spam from so far away. He's really afraid to go in.
Yeah, he can't go in.
But they bought time. They bought time. Magnus is, again, available to RPs. Remember that he has enough mana pool, 300 for RP, 300 for a refresh, so 900 in total needed. Maybe a Shadow Blade here and there. Empower, but his mana over time is 17 per second, so you need to count that in on top of it.
And a Horn Toss there as well. It's just one lane of barracks. That's even the playing field a little here for VG Gaming, but that felt like it should have been game over.
It took them a while. A lot of those stuns, Nyx Assassin landing the 2 hero stuns plus burning the mana. And we go to 60 minutes. Ex Machina, found by Leshrac.
What was that? 25 armor and resetting the cooldown of all items. It looks like he'll be the one to hold it. So we've got multiple BKBs there for him. Ballista for DY. Do you want that on Dragon Knight?
You might give that to Dragon Knight, yeah.
Oh, and a pushing item. Book of the Dead. We've got the Necronomicon units back again. Because it's been a while.
Ex Machina as well for them. So what can they refresh on their side? They can potentially refresh the Eon discs, the BKBs, Overwhelming Blink, Yule Scepter on Mars.
Yeah, it feels like Old 11 there with his items and the fact that he wants to be the one tanking up. Ideal candidate for it. As DK grabs an Overwhelming Blink for himself. Nice little pirate hat there. Free bounty runes. And tons of attack speed, so you're going to have these Maelstrom or Mjolnir attacks. Going out quickly.
Fallen Sky on Mag, that's a big one.
Does he keep it? Use that as an initiation tool?
I would.
Like no.
I definitely would. Right now, he's just holding the leveler. Damage is a bit lacking coming out from him. You know, he has 400, but with all the armor, and they're gonna go in. Ballista.
Not so rough, but there's the jump. Old 11. Makes the catch and the cotton. As good as ever. Ice blasting the Warlock. We'll have to buy back to hold on to this one because their base is in tatters. RP from nothing to say. BKB skewers them back towards the fountain. Golem in. RP is the fountain. They're in the fountain. Nothing to say. He throws everything at them. Aegis reclaimed as Ori. He does flap his wings back and away. BKB up and turns the fight. The stun's there. The Poyo's out. DK down, but the Juggernaut still keeps going. Fallen Sky and a skewer back in. Nothing to say is toying with VG Gaming. But LGD can't finish off the Jug, and he is the main hero here for them.
Can he get another one? Back to the fountain.
Double damage.
Buyback from PYW, buyback from Ori. They want to end this game. They're going in.
Faith Beyond refreshes up. Moves forward, Lightning Storm slows, looks for the stun, but the Yule Scepter, the Stormcrafter. Cyclones DY out of danger. 2 lanes now looking pretty done As Vici Gaming claims some buildings.
There's the Fallen Sky plus a core.
They catch him out. The Yule's out. Mars still stuck in the fountain. He's dead on the fountain damage. He got for 100.
Whoa. Gary, they still holding this game. Dragonite with the double damage.
Another Fallen Sky misses out on the skewer this time. Faith Beyond trying to hold back on Poyo. The throne is open. Juggernaut can't get the job done though. And Dragonite with his DD rune needs his Dragon form to come back off cooldown, but he's out of mana at this point.
AoE Hex online, level 25. He gets rid of those illusions so quickly, but the Nyx Assassin being very annoying. Nothing to over the horn.
Oh, nothing to say. He skewers away. Faith Beyond again. Comes out with his BKB. Pureflex Machina just spamming out all his items. Starting up the Juggernaut. Buyback out, throw him army. Phantom Lance coming in, but the skewer not working. Nothing to say, can't deal with the BKB of Ori. And now the Dragon Knight prowls wide. Another hero down the buyback. Ancient Apparition will have to spend his 4v4 now. And an Omni Slash Finger takes down Arme's buyback. Buyback on him, but a skewer again into Fountain. Nothing to say, sets up on the DK.
This is 6 versus 5, Gary. They're using the Fountain as their 6th player.
Got the Glyph on their base as well. Throne is still standing. BYW and Poyo are afraid.
Another RP is available. He might be able to get a jump. Only 2 heroes with the buyback right now. Oh, he's setting it up.
Ooh. Coldfield, nothing to say. Made sure he couldn't jump, couldn't skewer, couldn't RP.
You can't get close. Nyx Assassin just borrowed, and we see this Leshrac with the shard, multiple stuns. Man, nothing to say. This is why he has such a high win rate. Even when things go dark real quick, you know, he's there. He's still holding the game for them with those skewers, with those RPs.
Money
all they need is that one stun. Nyx stun, RP, whatever it might be, and skewer them back towards the fountain. Again, looking at these buybacks, Mag and Jug, the only 2 with them. Radiant base. It's out in the open here. It's cold, it's exposed, and here comes old 11. Spear catch for the RP. All the BKBs were fast enough. Vici Gaming
has another one.
They made it around. Nothing to say. Doesn't last in. Vici Gaming cracks the game wide open. Genius called. They know it's over.
Oh my god, maybe they had it. You know, if he lands that RP, a lot of nerves. It uses RP on the ground. But yeah, Vici Gaming in the end prevails.